last session,
What did we do?
a couple things happened. It was Orion's birthday, most importantly, of course.
Yeah, but he didn't
21
celebrate
now.
with us.
What, on the Dragon Turtle Day?
No, that
No,
was a couple
that
days
was-
before.
It was during the time skip.
Yeah. Well, it was
1 week time.
downtime. Downtime.
Downtime.
It is the last day of Mathan Wenth, which is the day before Balin's birthday, just coincidentally. What happened, of course, was you were sailing along. You did your whole translating. You did all the work with what you'd found from the icy island, and the Triton informed everyone that they had failed to stop a single scout from a group of scouts. One of them got away of a Sahojin, and that a host was chasing after you guys. The civilians were all moved, or as many as could be moved, who weren't too sick to move or would fit on the smaller ships, and the Breath of Farlangen was between those, the cliffs, and the Sahojin. So that took the brunt of the attack, and the Triton did their best to defend the civilian ships. When you were fighting, of course, there was these big, horrible mutant Sahojin who appeared to be sort of draconic in some way, shape, or form.
The Sea Devils, we call them.
Yeah, Sea Devils are the Triton refer to them, yeah. And you fought them off pretty well. It was quite touch and go, though. Orion fell over a couple of times. Got pretty close there. Luckily, you managed to kill the other mutant one before it was able to do its breath, because it would have hit a lot of you, and I was... that would have been very bad.
Dude, that was... Oof.
Yeah, but Yezla was doing some interesting magic, putting people to sleep, which was actually quite very helpful in that moment. There was also all the other people on the ship were fighting off smaller hosts towards the front and back, because you guys were positioned at the back to the furthest point. You were receiving the brunt, as it were. Of course, after you had repelled the initial wave, you saw that you were being followed by a big shape, a big strange thing in the water, which, upon closer inspection, as it caught up, appeared to be some sort of giant turtle thing that had it couldn't follow you guys very fast into the shallow water. And after you guys were able to do some helping out on the ship to go quicker, what with the crew being a bit of a skeleton crew, thus not able to work at full capacity. When you guys helped out, you were able to get ahead of it, so the ship is now wrecked in the shallow water where it couldn't quickly follow, and decided, after saying something in Draconic that you guys couldn't quite understand, it turned away after getting angry and shooting off a big steam breath in anger. And you are left stranded on the beach as you see up ahead the grey, stony coastline where the civilian ships are pushed up onto the ground, and people are getting out of the ships, and the crew that's on the Breath, which is now wrecked, they're getting off the ship, and they're wading off to the shore, essentially. So you guys will be... This is just to say who is in this area, this map, by the way. So you guys will be coming in from the right, from the sea.
Right.
It's sort of like... is anyone here very short? No. So no one's going to have to be carried through the water or anything. Well, unless you want to be, of course.
Yeah, for all medium boys this time.
Fully mead. If you want to, you don't necessarily need tokens, but if you want to drag yourselves on, that's where you guys would be. You see, people are perched around this part of the shore, and of course, I did. There's in the notes there is a picture, a sketch of the coast is a rough sketch of where you guys are. You guys are at the bottom, more or less.
Sketch.
I think I can. Does that make it appear if I press show to players? Does that make it pop up? It does.
It's beautiful.
This was just a drawing that someone did, and as you were coming down past the cliffs, you saw first thing you saw as you were close enough. There was a large ravine where there was a lot of waterfall somewhere to the north. You saw there was a bunch of ruins and one particularly large, slightly less ruined building, about a mile away from the shore up this hill. And again, the snow is beginning to fall. Yeah. Okay. So you guys,
do we have the sketch now at hand? Did you say like this is just like we see this now, or?
Huh? Oh yeah. I mean, this is what the town. Did you see the sketch of Coast?
Yeah, I'm asking where our players, where we as characters get these sketches again.
I mean, this is what you can see with your eyes.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll just point to the big ruins and be like, oh, well, I guess that looks like a good point of shelter, maybe? Looking up into the sky when it's slightly snowing.
Let's get everyone on shore first.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you see that the captain and the guys have waited, and you see that there's a discussion being had with the important people, the count and some of the other people who you've seen around at court, etc., are discussing over here what they're going to do. You also see like some people that you see, obviously, Hendrik the Hunter is here with some other human peasants, and
what a lad!
What a lad! And he looks happy to see you guys have come onto the shore, and he waves at Wynn and says, "Thanks for that."
Was you on top of the deck?
No, he wasn't fighting. Down? No. He was probably fighting with the civilian ships though.
Oh, okay. Well, it's good to see you're still alive.
Some of us, at least. I think there was a few casualties, and this isn't obviously everyone. There's people further north and south of this coast,
right?
More civilians, and as you've come closer, you have seen, in fact, some of the civilian ships are dragging people who appear to be wounded, potentially some of them dead as well, off the ships. And of course, when on the deck that you guys are fighting in, some of the people who I hadn't drawn were probably dying as well. Some of the other unnamed NPCs.
Oh no! Roll for death, because we got 400, right?
How about Long Eye?
Oh, you mean the what's his name? What is the word? What's the guy? Lookout. That's what. No, he's fine. Long Eye Larry's fine. Let me grab him. He'll be coming off the ship with you guys.
He saw the danger ages ago.
He emerges from the water cascading off his helmet, and he opens his eyes and peers around.
And water pours out of his eyes.
He looks like one of the dudes who can sort of like push his eyes out his head like further, you know.
Looking better, yeah.
I have 1 inch of distance on you, mate.
You see over at the courtly discussion over here, this Goliath woman who actually, Miss Fernbrand, you'd probably know used to be the guild hall master of the Carpenters Guild.
Which one? Yeah, the one with the
this lady here.
Oh, this one. Oh, these guys. Oh, right.
And she's shouting to get people together to go to the woods that are slightly to the east to go get some firewood, essentially, and or timber for whatever they can need it for. So she's shouting to get people together, and this other Goliath with her has a big old axe, and he looks like he's
ready
probably going to be going on that little.
He's ready to chop wood.
Chop some wood.
So they go off to with a group of peasants. Probably one of these guys. Probably this guy goes with as well. He looks like the sort. I'll get
it's like the sort of knows his way around.
That's racist.
But probably about 20 or so people get together some tools and get out. And you see, in fact, your parents are here as well. And your father's got he's managed to take his carpentry tools. He doesn't have a big old felling axe, but he's probably got to get some use out of his saw to make do any repairing that's needed. Or
I'll probably check up on them quickly. Just to see okay.
Your mother's sitting down on a rock and looks shaken up, but she doesn't seem to be any sicker than she has been.
Good.
Good.
That's the spice. That's what's doing it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I'm back. We were killed. We killed all the things, and
thank God you're back. Are you okay? This is your father. Asks after you. He starts walking around you, looking, see if you're notably injured.
No, I wasn't bitten this time. Yes, did get bitten quite a bit than the other people, but I wasn't. Yeah. You guys okay?
We're fine. We were towards the front of these civilian ships, so we didn't see the most of the whatever those things were. And your mother is she looks up at you. She says like
I give her a hug. both of them.
Oh well, she obviously she reciprocates, and well, I'm glad you're okay. I know it's strange to say this, but there's something strange about this place. I feel different to back home.
Better or worse?
Better, a little better.
That's good.
It's what it is worrying, but it's worrying just because
maybe some things are growing here that exuding.
It feels.
Fernbrand is just in her head now and thinking how maybe the ecology is different on this island, and maybe there's some interesting herbs that she may try out.
Yeah, my disease is clearly magical in origin, and if just being here is something that can affect it, then this place is clearly
dangerous?
Unusual. Possibly to all magic can be dangerous, especially wild magic.
Right. Well, we're all here now. None of us died, and I think people are getting together. I look around. Some people are probably working. Some are wounded, resting, and stuff.
Yeah, this bard guy is looking out to sea, and he's playing something, and he's sort of muttering to himself, and this lady's drawing some sketching of the coast and probably trying to get some trying to draw down what she's remembered of the coastline, as it'll be useful probably.
Well,
and you can hear some discussion going on.
I can hear them talking about what we'll do next. How about you rest, and we can catch up later. I'll see what I can do.
Okay, yeah, and we should probably. Your father grabs his tools. I should probably when they come back with timber, help out. I don't know if we're going to be building or making fires or whatever.
I saw some ruins. Maybe we can take shelter up there, but I'm sure we'll discuss it later. It sounds good though.
Excellent.
It's
well, yeah, it sounds like you got
famous.
to do. Yes. Right. We'll get back. So they get back to.
Right.
They're getting their stuff and trying. It's very cold. It's probably around because it's late in the day, so it's getting very dark. And again, the sun's never very bright in this part of the year. But the moon is actually rising opposite to the sun, and the moon is actually very full at this time of year. So the lighting doesn't change a whole lot towards night at this point of the day, just because the moon is so bright. But it is going to get quite cold soon.
I just join in with the people who are discussing what to do now.
Sure.
Hey,
Captain,
hey.
Aye. Thank you, lads. Well done. It's
That
heroic work out there.
was an adventure. I'll give you that.
Aye. As you approach,
very acrobatic, shooting from the
that's true. Yeah.
shooting from the reins there.
I decided I didn't want to get hit this time.
I think that's fair.
That's a very good point. As you've come close, you hear what's been discussed. This guy, the dwarf with the shiny armor, is Lord Rex, right? As I think you might have introduced at this point, is speaking in Dwarvish, and everyone's sort of waiting patiently. And then this guy behind him, the sort of more straightforward-looking dwarf, translates immediately and says, "Lord Rex thinks that we should take a stronger position up in the ruins. We are very susceptible out here to anything coming from the sea or from the forest." This elvish lady then, who is these two are both flanking the count, and they're addressing him. I don't disagree with that, but it should be thoroughly searched before we make any move up there in a large group. And if we have to stay overnight there, perhaps we should stay in the ships. They are not obviously in ideal positions, but it may be safer than staying outside.
How fit are folk to move? What's our count on wounded?
The count sees you. Hello. Yes.
Pardon my interjection, but
you're welcome here, of course. It's hard to say right away, but roughly 20 or so people seem to be wounded or may not make it. Well, they're being tended to by some of the priests and other people with knowledge. I must admit I don't know exactly what we should do. And Odo, the knight, sir, we could put together a team to go and search. Maybe the stars can go up there. And the captain would probably say, "Oi, we should have people go up there, or we should stay in the ships. I'm not completely sure myself, but
I mean,
How far away is the?
it's about a mile up a hill."
that's not too bad. If
Well,
if I
Count,
may,
if there's one thing I'm good for, or one thing perhaps we're good for, it's scouting out.
yeah,
Yes.
the stars could maybe stay here and protect the coast while we just take a look what's up in the ruins.
That would be greatly appreciated. It's even if we aren't to stay up there, we should be certain that there's nothing already there. And actually, perhaps there are people. And the count goes into a bag, and the Lord Lawford would bring him some paper. We should write a letter of introduction just in case there's people up there who. Well, I mean. I'll write one just in case.
Do you need some parchment? I've got parchment on me, actually.
No, he's got his own parchment.
Okay.
If there's anyone there, they definitely didn't miss our arrival.
No, yeah. Also, as he's writing a letter, and actually, Hendrik shouts, "Look over there!" And he points out. This is a little off camera, but I'll put it in the top left. What he's pointing at. It's a sign. And you see something coming out of a little cave under some rocks. You see for a second something a yellowish, hairy shape, and a giant ram appears on the rock. And it's like a ram, just like the count's animal. 'Tis a good omen.
This is a good source of food by the looks of
Look
it.
at the size of that thing! Bloody hell! It's a sort of
ram.
It's a 10-foot. It's
Sounds
got
monstrous, you could say.
It is monstrous, but it is not. Well, is it? Is it a monster? Is it a
monster?
But is it a monstrosity? Well, of course, Hendrik was curious about the local fauna.
You said it had a golden fleece.
It's got a yellowish fleece, but it's not golden. It has a sort of splotchy marking on its head, and is otherwise just a very, very big sheep. It's suddenly being pointed and shouted at, and all like along further up the coast, people are going, are taking this as a sign, and are cheering, and then it darts and runs off.
I'll tell you what, I hope that's not indicative of the size of most things here.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
It would be very odd.
Oh,
Is anyone
Reverse Gulliver's Isle, or whatever.
Oh, true.
How do the Triton fare? Do we know we're not being followed?
We haven't heard from them, have we?
Looking back at the coast, the last you saw of them was a little while ago when they were trying to harry the dragon turtle, and they have not appeared on the coast. And you haven't seen their little like shell ship for a little while either.
Not a good sign.
Are we?
I hope they're alright.
Are we sure
I
this
like
is?
them to disappear, but
Are we sure this is even our final destination?
Are you guys with? I assume you guys are over there as well.
Like,
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Is this being the island that we want to be on, or?
I mean, it
place
could
on
be
the-
a island.
well, it's.
I mean,
it's the island
I
we're
doubt-
at for now.
I know, but I'm just thinking how close we are to the the Sea Devils and
Right.
such.
Judging, just things that you would know. Judging from the size of what you could see coming in, it's very big. This place that you are, it's at least, a similar. It's probably the coast that you could see. You would judge at least to be like 100 miles up and down.
Mm.
So it's a
So
very
a
big
land
place.
mass.
It's not just a small island.
Mm.
It might be a large island, of course, but that's
Maybe
what.
everything's a large island.
Okay, exactly. No, it's true. Unless there's no
Sorry.
ocean. Anyway, and in terms of the The captain probably would, in terms of Sargent. It is very worrying. They chased us this far, and we have no idea where they're based. Somewhere, 2 weeks of sailing between where we first encountered them and here. If we're closer rather than further, then we should keep away from the coast as best as possible.
Yeah, all the better we check that place out then. If shoring people up on the coast is going to be a danger.
Well, I'm all up for it.
Okay, so as the Count was distracted a bit from this sheep, and he seems he's sort of confused by it, dumbfounded, and he writes a letter, and he's wrapped it in, and he's put his seal on it, and he'll hand it over to I'm not going to read that. He'll hand it to anyone. Does anyone want to take it, or will he? Otherwise, he'd probably give it to Yazralai. Knows a bit more than the other.
I'll take it.
Here you go, young lad. Yes, take this. And this is the first. You haven't seen your father for a while. He's been very busy. Your father, by the way, has seen you practicing your magic stuff. He has not been around for that.
Absentee father. Damn.
Is it worse if he's actually around and still an absentee father?
Actively try to avoid him.
Actively, just he's very distracted.
I'll
He
take
gives
it.
you a little nod, your father as well. As a twinge of pride, perhaps, or maybe concern. Hard to say.
Do we have this in any other languages?
Oh, perhaps Elvish. I think that feels to be an appropriate language going on from what I've seen from historical records, of course. And he would have a duplicate in Elvish, as it were.
Yeah. Like duplicating something in French.
Sure, yeah. It's not a super long letter. From what you can tell, it basically says something. Count Edward Ramsay greets you. He was seeking asylum for him and his court and his followers, and he would like to meet, essentially. Okay, so yeah, the distance it's about a mile, say, uphill. The snow's beginning to settle on the hill where it's a bit. Well, it's kind of dead grass at this point, but it's not settling over here because it's wet rock, so it's not going to settle easily. I will put you on a transitory thing, unless anyone wants to talk to anyone else here or do anything specifically. And you can take a short rest, of course, while you're here, as I said last time. You're sitting around.
I did take a sea devil prisoner.
Oh, you did, didn't you? Okay. Okay, he's tied up, isn't he?
Yeah.
Would you have left him on? You would have probably dragged him off the boat, right? Or would you have left him?
Yeah, definitely.
Somewhere in the corner, watched by probably someone or something.
You grab him, pull them out, and well, what do you want to do with them?
I mean, I want him to be conscious, so probably not straight away. Maybe later after we're done.
Sure, yeah.
Maybe we're better when he's a bit hungry.
Sure, and seeing the peasants seeing him are quite scared, so you probably reckon best to keep him away from other people. But Odo would look at him and sort of be like, yeah, disgusting. I will put 2 men to guard it, away from everyone else. And he picks up 2 of the not stars, they're not members of. When I say stars, that's members of Star, not stars. but yeah, not exactly. He picks up 2 more of his of the guard he's trained, who drag it away behind some rocks and are gonna guard it.
Single gunshot.
Oh, I stubbed my toe!
Single gunshot.
He had a weapon.
Sargon walks out of the rock, wielding the gun.
Sargon with a cannon.
Sargon walks out from around there, not holding a gun. What?
Oh.
Yeah. With a bullet in its teeth. Anyway,
A smile on its face.
Hello, apologies.
And the 2 guards, arm in arm, linked. They skip away. Anyway, what a strange scene that would be.
Harry Potter and the Large Portrait of Ash.
Yeah. The captain would probably actually as well. If you're going, you should probably take this. And he holds out his spyglass.
You really going to trust us?
Oh my god.
I don't think the breath will be moving for a while, so
You have a good
Might as
eye,
well.
right, Balin?
that's true. Yeah, Ben. Yeah. Would you? You seem a scouty type. You take it.
Eagle-eyed.
Eagle-eyed fella.
Yeah.
So you have the captain's spyglass. It seems it's good. It's nice. It's not magical or anything, but it certainly is well made and seems quite antique, but well cared for. Sort of brass finish with sort of dark leather.
Is it dark
binding.
right now?
It is dark, but again, the moon it's probably dim light everywhere, as it were, because the moon is nearly a full moon, and there's
Balin?
clouds around, but it's not heavy snow, so it's not
Just-
super cloud covered.
Just
I
for
can see fine.
Oh, you can see fine. Oh, right. You have dark
He's
vision,
a
right?
half. He's a half.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, but if you see, but presumably through a telescope, anyway.
Yeah,
I don't know how that works.
Only moon, no, presumably.
But dim is fine.
Terrible eyes.
okay.
Yeah. I will move you guys onto a transitionary map. Let me just check that that's the one. Yes, it is. Or I put you on the wrong one accidentally. This is the snow texture that I've got.
Oh, wow.
How snowy.
And then an avalanche happens. Ah!
Well, my gear's pretty set from the fight, so if you guys want to spend the next hour prepping, tending up, I'll see what I can find ahead.
Well, in this cold weather, we should probably all dry off.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you see that some of the people who've been enough to cut wood are beginning to come back with firewood and are building a great big bonfire in the center. Oh, and a lot of people are gathering around that at this point.
I mean, honestly, if an hour here, I would just use mending to just fix stuff.
Sure, yeah.
Oh
So
yeah, I would use
I'll put you back on.
shape water to make people dry.
Oh, nice.
To move the water off their body.
Is shape water a cantrip?
It is a cantrip.
Oh,
That's
wow. That is fucking amazing.
That's very cool. So yeah, you could do that. People are amazed, and also a lot of the civilians who are being defended by the Triton are probably thinking that you were one of them, and are thanking you profusely for what you did. Not that obviously you all did that, but the peasants all saw like
Tritons
the
in the
Tritons
water
jumping
and
out of the
stuff.
water and being quite spectacular.
Stolen valor.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah,
right.
So terrible.
Got a present for that.
Actually freezes the water on people, so they...
Before we set off, I'd probably spend the time working with the cartographer to get a better idea of the route ahead. Then.
Okay, sure, yeah. So you walk to talk to Leia, and she said, so you'll be going up on a little mission, eh? A little scouting.
Yeah, head out ahead, check out the ruins, along with the routes, and they're on.
I'd go with, but it seems like it could be dangerous. Hopefully I'll get a chance to do some better sketching out of it later on. Keep an eye out for everything. Is there anything I can help with? She's made some more detailed drawings of what she can see on the way in. Maybe I'll show you those on the other page, because that's where I've got them.
Is it pretty much just sort of plains all the way up, or?
Well, I'll open. Hang on, I need to open my copy of the map, which I'll never show you guys.
Yeah.
Secret map.
Mainly because it's really bad, but it's detailed. But it's very, very messy. Okay, so the general area of the land that you can see around you. First of all, it's cliffs pretty much all the way along the coast, apart from a small, probably mile-long section that you're on now, where it dips down.
Okay.
It goes upwards to the north quite steadily and quite steeply to the south. To the east, no, not to the east, to the west, further to the west, as the shore goes upwards, it then breaks into a forest, which seems to then dip downwards off into the distance. So the coast it's almost sort of a bowl shape, the coast at this point. So there's a lower down forest and a higher coast. The area where these ruins are appears to be quite flat. It's got snow on it right now, but it would be grassy in summer and spring. And there's ruins up there, and what you can actually see from certain parts down here, there is something that looks like a bridge going out over the forest from the ruins.
Oh.
Can we make much more of that with the spyglass, or do we need higher ground?
Sure. I'll reveal this picture that you wouldn't. This isn't the angle that you'd see it from, but it's not any super scary information that you wouldn't have.
Sure.
Layer token. There you go. So that's sort of what the ruins are like from this. The ruins are probably not quite a mile in diameter. They from the outside they appear to be very small bits of rock, and then as it goes further towards the center, they are more intact.
Okay.
And the bridge that you see as well from the bridge, you see that there's along the bridge are there's little outgrowths on it. You can't really tell what they are from here.
Would any knowledge of kind of military installations give
Sure.
A hint as to this ruin's previous purpose? I mean, can I tell?
Could you
was it a
roll
lighthouse,
like a
or
check?
was it a...
Roll like a history check or something like that.
Sure.
History, I think.
Sure.
Ooh, it doesn't look defended or like it doesn't look military.
No.
It doesn't appear to look like much that you
Yeah.
would recognize as like it's a bunch of ruins. Unfortunately,
Not an obvious keep or guardhouse, but
no. Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to be doing in your rest to help out or chat before you set
I
out?
think Encalidus would probably go and visually check that all the Dragonborn are alive, but not make any attempt to go over and talk to them.
Sure. You can see that they're milling about on this outcropping of rock here. The ship is it's kind of up on the ground, but you know that it has a method going through shallow water that you don't really understand, and it's very bumpy.
Okay.
So it's fine. All the younger ones are sort of hanging out on the rock looking out, and the three eldest are having a hushed conversation. Venus, who's the green one, sort of sees you spying and gives you smirks at you and gives you a mild salute, like very casually, and goes back to sort of watching the rest of the people out here.
I think it's best for the time being that I don't go and talk to them, so I'm just going to give them a nod back and then just return to the group.
Sure.
Man.
I think they're all right. Well, no, it's more that I just kind of massively disobeyed, so...
Yeah, you might get in trouble.
I'm in the shit house, so I'm just gonna like push that back a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Wait, massive disobeyed was the thing? Did I miss something?
Well, Pluto as well did, so he's probably going to get in
Yeah.
trouble too.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I know, right?
How's the lemon boat?
The lemon boat.
It's seen better
Right.
days.
It's knocked up onto the rocks. It looks it's a bit damaged. Not gonna lie.
I'm trying to fix it desperately.
Now that it's on its side, does it look like a lemon?
You can see the underside. It's got little pock marks in it. It looks a bit like a lemon. It's not yellow.
That's why it's called the lemon boat.
Oh, it's got skin.
Rind. Oh.
It's squishy and
It's made of lemon.
it's made of a giant. It's made of the rare mega lemon.
Oh,
It's half a rind of lemon hollowed out and put on a boat.
It's one of those things. This is the best way to make it waterproof.
Halflings and their mysterious technology.
Halflings, the mysterious mega lemons.
The mega lemon went extinct shortly after the arrival of an antique.
They turn them all into boats.
It was a descendant of the even rarer ultra lemon, which some say could make a galleon out of.
Yeah. We look at the bottom of the breath of.
It's bright yellow. Weird. Oh, you do have the corpses of the half dragon Sahujan mutant things. You have two of those corpses that you've would probably at some point take the scales off. I imagine because that would be good. I think someone said that they would do that. I can't remember who though.
If they're strong, yeah.
Well, yeah, the dragon scale. Even peasants know that dragon scales make the best everything.
it's serious business.
Yeah,
That was Ty. He wants the scales of things, you know that.
it's famous. Of course, whether or not these are proper dragon scales.
Oh my! If I had a handful of dragon scales, I could make a dragon scale plow.
Yeah. I feel like it started early when you get the upgraded plow and you can plow like 20 feet ahead of you with one swing.
So good.
It's like anyway. Okay, so you guys are gonna head on your way. It's probably about 5 o'clock ish, and because it is the winter, the moon is getting pretty high. It's dim light, again, very bright moon. It'll probably in like the late night it would start to get properly dark, but it's a nice twilight, as it were. New moon. Good. Twilight joke.
Oh,
God.
I love Twilight so much.
I thought it was funny. Anyway.
The route we're progressing across, like, it's mostly just open sort of ground, isn't it?
It's steadily uphill, and as with rocky hills, sometimes it'll, as you can see on the picture I've got here, like there'll be little mini cliffs where the ground has collapsed a bit down.
Sure.
Are you going to be making any particular style of movement, stealthily trying to look out for things in particular, or?
I do have a few questions about the environment.
Sure, yeah.
Flora and fauna wise.
Right. Yep.
Is it similar to how different does this feel? Does it feel like going from Europe to the Americas? Like. Right.
Well, as you're going up this hill, you're getting a better look of the forest to the west, and you can see it's kind of a mix of trees there. It's sort of a lot of pine trees and oak trees with like the leaves are coming off, of course it's winter now. It doesn't from here it doesn't look super different, other than the fact that it's very wild, whereas where you're from is, the equivalent of like Kent, in that it's nicely tended to for the most part.
Hey, I know that place.
They're big.
No.
Or regular sized trees.
They're big.
Sheep, so.
They're not. These are not. These trees that the nearest ones that you can see don't appear to be super giant, but also you do know that the ground is sloping downwards away from you. So, for all you know, that's a lot deeper than it appears from out here.
And is the grass like Hearthglen kind of grass, or is it like?
The grass as winter, the grass is not looking great, but it's very long, wild grass. It's What was the type of grass you said? Let me just look.
Kind of like Hearthglen, like Scotland.
Oh, right.
That's what I was going with it. Like,
yeah.
Because I'm imagining it was winter and cold.
Yeah. It's very hardy, and in some places it seems like it's been grazed on by presumably whatever. But in some places it's actually nearly up to your waist in how long and thick, and there's like little heathery outcroppings. But it's rough and tough, but you see that there's a way up that someone make a nature check, probably Balin, because you are scouting sort of a fella.
Sure.
Oof. There's a track up this hill.
I'm an explorer.
Not a great track, but there is a track. You don't know how it was made or what made it.
I would suggest, by the way, that maybe for these kind of situations, Balin, if you, I don't know, like 30 feet or something ahead, you could scout ahead a bit, because we're clonking just all about, and I think...
Yeah, I was thinking the same.
There's a lot of medium and heavy armor going on.
Yeah.
So...
We're big armor boys.
Yeah, full disclosure, I did a stint in the Orcish military, and, well, that was my thing. I was a scout. So... Short-lived, but useful.
Your parents were elves and... Oh, no. Wait. I forgot what...
It's complicated.
Oh.
Something like that.
Here, someone take the spyglass. It won't be much good while I'm, 60 foot ahead of you.
Oh, sure. Won't you... Isn't it better for you, though, to have for scouting things?
I suppose. Alright, yeah, sure.
I'll also, while you're looking out forest ways as well, I will show you. Yeah, you've climbed up this hill better. You can see this bridge a lot better, and you can see there's actually a range of mountains along. Basically, that appears to curve all the way from the north, all the way down to the, not all the way south, but southwest essentially. With some of the mountains very, very far away, kind of hard to tell how far. You're not, you guys haven't got a sextant or whatever you'd need.
So we're in a valley almost. Like a cold.
Is it like a crescent round us, or is it like the other side of the
Yeah. I get what you mean, Neil. Yeah, kind of. With the cliffs and these mountains would form a sort of a bowl shape. Yeah.
Yeah.
But from what you saw when you were coming in, there was more of a hill, a high ground hill section north of these ruins as well. So it's not exactly a bowl, but yeah, the overall sort of bowl shape. And this, you get a better look at this bridge. Could someone make a? No, I'll just show you what you can see.
I do have one more description question.
Oh, sure, no, go ahead. I'll show this.
Are the ruins, like, we got a good look at the cliffs and the rocks as we crashed. Do the buildings look made of the same stone, or is it of a different stone?
It looks different.
Looks different, okay.
Yeah.
So it's probably a bit more sophisticated than...
Oh yeah,
it looks, from this distance, it's a darker stone, is all you can say. And it's... you'll get closer and you'll see, but I'll show you the bridge, what you can see of it, more or less. Token again, not you see, it is studded with statues, and the bridge actually there are sections along the bridge that are broken. But you also, now that you have this better angle, see that it probably goes on for at least 100 miles.
Oh wow!
In a straight line, exactly west to the mountains.
It's like a dwarven road.
Am I in range with the spyglass to discern what those statues are?
You can make I haven't got a better drawing of them, but you can make a perception and I'll give you more details about them. I know what they look like. They look quite simple, very large, humanoid statues. They don't appear to have a whole lot of definition to their, form. They're kind of like giant chess pieces, almost.
Sure.
They appear to have separate arms, but their legs appear to more or less be like a solid block. And you can see on some of the closer ones, there's sort of tattered cloth hanging off a few of them.
Are there any markings on them?
Can't really see that from here. Nothing big and clear, at least. No racing stripes. And one of the more important as well, looking through the Tetscape towards that way, you do see that one of the mountains in particular that way is quite peculiar. It's massive. That's a long. It's so horizon-wise, it's incredibly hard to see, especially in the lighting, which is not great. But it seems unusual in its formation. Like you've seen mountains before when you're traveling. You've not seen a mountain that looked like that.
What a peculiar place.
Yeah, I thought that was just a cloud cover blocking the horizons. It's a mountain.
See, but you can't see too in terms of because of the lighting and the snow and such. You can see shapes further up, but you can't see, for example, where the forest ends or if it indeed does end, or what's out there in more detail than that. How close do you want to get towards these ruins before? And start making some more checks. You can get as close as as you want, and then I'll just you know what I mean. How are you approaching it?
I'll only approach when Balin says it's safe to do so.
No, sure.
After we've done a little bit of this scanning around and sort of getting our sights with the spyglass, I'd stealth up ahead and you lot stick to the path there. I'll make myself seen when it's safe.
Do you want to make a stealth check if you're gonna start? You're making a lot of rolls today, Jeff. Well done. Congratulations.
You're really playing the game.
Whoa, look at that big stealth. You move like a shadow. You somehow avoid making big snowy footprints. So again, the snow it's not very thick right now. It's been snowing a bit for a few hours now, but it's not very heavy. Anyway,
Special technique for an orc corpse.
yeah.
Yeah.
You approach the outskirts of the ruins. You see that the actually made out of flint. It's like a flint walls that have been towards the outskirts. They are more or less just little piles of rubble, and you see up ahead there's this sort of large very simplistic in terms of like design, but it's a very big round tower building with a broken-in. In terms of size, it's probably like it's probably like 50 to 60 feet tall.
Okay. And I presume it's it's silent. There's no signs of anything.
You
fires,
you hear not a breath of any noise.
I'm not familiar with building materials in this sense, but sort of flint, that's quite unworked compared to something of this size, isn't it?
Yeah, flint's
you pile it really.
Yeah.
You can see that it's been piled up, and then maybe there's some sort of grouting in between it, but not even on all of it.
Is that in contrast to the bridge then? Because that would seem quite simplistic.
The bridge is completely different. You can't. Yeah, you can try and get closer to the bridge. You can't really tell exactly. It is not made of.
Okay. Well, if I don't see anything immediately around, I sort of step out into the trail again so that the rest can see me and sort of beckon them forward.
He's there.
I guess it's safe then.
I'll start stomping up.
Right, well, you guys catch up. So yeah, you've all faced with in terms of like where you are. You're probably like in this sort of location on this picture. If you catch my drift.
I'm not seeing this that you mentioned.
The ping.
Where are you guys? Oh, am I on the wrong layer? I might be on the GM layer.
There we go.
There we go. You're like heroes. Yeah.
Okay.
On the outskirts.
Okie dokie.
Again, you can see even around the big central rotunda building. There's another building with the most structure has these pillars outside it and some walls. Does anyone want to make any investigations of any sort or moving along?
Yes, I would like to check the ground and whether I find any kind of new herbs that I haven't seen before, just in general, as we go through this. Not a big deal. What would that be?
Okay, I guess nature. Something like that.
Good nature, lad.
Whoa! You brush away some of the snow on the ground, and you find that between most of the ruined area appears to have actually at one point been paved. Oh. And the paving stones are now cracked, and there is some grass growth, but there doesn't within the ruins. You think it's probably not going to be a lot of plant growth.
Okay. Well, there definitely seems to be more civilization here. What do I think how long that was? Can I kind of have an idea of how old this is?
Yeah, we near the ruins. Can we touch them?
Yeah, you are now on the outskirts of the ruin.
Yeah.
With amongst the smaller rubble. Yeah.
Yeah. Can I touch one of the walls? Right.
Sure. Yeah.
And can I just take one of the flints that's surrounded by mortar, and I just try and gently pull it out?
Sure.
Does the mortar just perish?
Yes, completely.
This is very old.
Oh.
Yaz has 8 intelligence. He wouldn't know that.
Wow, that's good.
He wouldn't know that. Yaz doesn't do that. You can do that, Miss Fernbrand.
It must have been just put here. Otherwise, it couldn't come up so easily.
Bad job.
Fernbrand reaches out to the stone, noticing that Yaz is kind of leaning on it. Oh yeah, good idea, Yaz.
It nearly falls over as he leans on it a bit.
Wow, I didn't know you were so strong.
Yeah.
Place is ancient. There's no guarantee it's the same.
Miss Fernbrand, could you make a perception check? Not an investigation, perception. Sorry. Yep, there's the rocks.
Well, there's certainly rocks.
Well, let's keep going.
Okay, so you guys
now that we're closer in, is the layout or function of this place any more apparent?
These ruins to the outside are almost mysteriously nothing other than just little piles of rock.
It doesn't seem particularly inviting.
It's Wynn's the one with the most, and I don't think you're the one with the most passive perception. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll tell you.
Sure.
That you notice there's a lot of missing wall and it's missing. It's not like on the floor; it's missing.
Oh,
it's
you mean like
gone.
taken away or something?
Yeah, or well, not there.
Are there any large rocks around here that don't look like they belong?
No. What are you looking for? What do you mean?
Neil
Just so
was
I
looking to see if, for instance, a catapult was used.
Boulders and
Ah,
pit-
right, I get you.
Does it look like nature tore this place down? Or
Yeah.
You do not see any boulders that are like within towards the coast, as the coast is quite a sort of pointy, spiky affair. So there's on the edge of the cliff, which is not very close to the actual ruin. It is a decent way back. The cliff does sort of spike up, and there's sort of boulders out that way, but there doesn't appear to be any sort of siege weaponry used.
Just like random in the middle of the ruins and stuff.
Yeah, no, nothing like that. No.
Okay.
well, ruins are ruined for a reason. Any guesses, people?
Well,
Looks a bit more than time.
I look out to
even
the
if it isn't
road.
the
Maybe the people
strongest.
traveled somewhere else? No.
Mm.
I'm not
Is
gonna
there
take
any
it from
kind
you.
of signs
Maybe
of
it was
civilization?
that
Like
we saw
people just like a vase or beds or anything? I mean, we're starting to get into
Oh, is
town
it-
now, right? Like we're
Keep,
starting.
an eye out for non-rock
Sure.
stuff here.
Could you make a investigation someone to make it with advantage because you're all like searching these buildings?
If we're gonna find anything, the center building will be the best bet. That one seems mostly
Just thinking
intact.
that.
All right, let's do you, Balin, because you're like the scout guy. Let's just have you investigate.
Yeah,
I-
might
I-
as well
you've
scroll.
got it though. I'll help you.
All right, let's do it like that then.
I'll bless one of you as well.
Does that work on skill checks? The
Yeah,
guidance.
guidance works on only skill checks.
Guidance.
Only skill checks. Yeah.
Well, that's a good check. Now that you've rolled a good roll, the outskirt buildings appear to not just have been ruined; they appear to be looted. There's nothing
Oh.
there. They're picked
Yeah.
clean.
Are there any kind of like signs of? Well, it's probably too old to read tracks of people.
Nothing fresh. No, there aren't tracks. No, but perhaps along some of the.
Arrowheads, or
You can see things have been dragged along some of the paving stones that you've uncovered and things like that. Like there are
Where to?
scratches in those. They have not maintained.
Maybe
And the paving stones are sort of like a slate affair. They're not like nice marble things.
Right.
They're rough.
maybe the sea devils.
Mm,
If there was any odds and scraps of metal around, they would have carted
Yeah,
that
that
all
would-
away.
that would be an unpleasant finding.
maybe, but they do seem to be maybe more in the sea line.
Yeah. Orion, could you make an insight check for me?
Sure.
You know that it took you guys not ages to get up here, obviously, but it would be an odd thing for a sea creature. But they are reavers and raiders, so it's not unheard of. They could get up here in an hour and back probably.
So there's no writing, no nothing, just kind of rocks and.
Not in this part, no.
It's old, it's ruined, it's looted.
Well, we just go further in until we find something.
Yeah, let's
Sure.
The central building.
Yeah.
As you walk towards the central building, Wynn, with your passive perception, you notice there's a skeleton
Well, that's something.
lying on the ground. Not like standing around going, "Oh, guys."
Hello.
There's a skeleton.
It's been a while since we've had visitors.
Is he dancing?
No, there's a skeleton curled up
Is he dooting?
on the floor, just in the middle of a side off
I'll
alley.
go up to
Oh,
it
dear.
and take a look.
Do you point it out to us?
Well, I'm gonna be walking up to it and kneeling down on.
I guess we can see.
So no is the answer to that.
I guess
We've
we
all been
would.
doing it.
We'll take a look.
I want to
mean,
say that
do-
having a skeleton in the middle of the road, we would all see.
Yeah, you guys would notice when we go like look over to it. Anyway, there's a skeleton lying on the ground. It appears to be it's kind of curled up on its side, but again it's kind of fallen apart.
Hey, Win, word of caution, look with your eyes. Last one I touched fell apart.
That's a fair point.
Oh, I'll be gentle.
Yeah, but that one was.
Those biceps.
Hey, I'm as dexterous as I
I'll
am
just
strong.
use 5% of my strength.
1% power.
Well, don't forget the last one was entombed, though, so this one probably sturdier.
We'll see.
Or exposed to the elements for longer.
Yeah.
Anyone good with their anatomy?
I know a few things about the body of living things. Yeah, I can take
Any
a
guesses?
Oh, it's not living.
Oh
Is
yeah,
it
it's,
Wow.
intact?
this guy's dead.
There's a skeleton still inside you now.
You're-
Supplementally.
1d6 skeletons explode from all your bodies. Fight.
I'll just take a
That's
look.
the
Fernbrand, what was that thing you did? The print, the
What is
sketch of it.
Miss Fernbrand, it's a perfect skeleton.
that? Is
It's all there.
Wow, it's all
Oh,
there.
water.
That's
Now-
a whole
How's it
skeleton.
lying? How's it lying down?
That means predators haven't picked it clean.
Does it have horns or does it have a normal skull?
No, it is. It appears to. Well, it doesn't. It does not have horns. I'm not giving you any more than that with the 6. But Orion,
I have eyes.
it looks- yeah, it doesn't have horns. That's
There
what I
you
said. I'm not going to tell you what species it is though, other than not one with horns.
That's good.
Orion, it looks like it's sleeping, like in its pose. It's like lying down for a nap, kind of.
With its like palms
That's kind
on
of
its head or whatever.
Well,
like
that's
it's-
kind of
Well, like, yeah,
spooky.
kind of like hands next to its head, curled up a bit, and also.
Any
It does equipment. I gotta say, yeah. There's like when you dig around through the snow nearby it, and you uncover a spear, which the wood has completely rotted away, and the tip is it's rusty and bad, decrepit. And it's if it had any armor, it's sort of rotted into just little scraps of leather.
Right.
Yeah.
But the skeleton is perfectly fine.
Guard
Is it
one.
clean?
Yes.
Undisturbed.
So yeah, predators haven't come here and
Hmm.
ripped it to
I
pieces.
find it very weird that
Interesting.
even after looking around, this whole place has been deserted for so long. The skeleton doesn't look like that at all. I would assume it to be much more scratched up, but it's fine.
Well,
But
maybe
I
there's
don't
some
know
more
what
evidence to corroborate things.
Yeah, let's
You-
check out the town center.
You guys are probably
How did we notice this one with the snow? Was it like on top of the snow, or
it's by next to a wall, and the snow is falling like away from it a bit, so it's kind of in a bit of a protected. It like the skull and like the upper rib
So it
cage
was
is,
a
like,
bit hidden,
And-
which is why we had to find it.
You have to
how
uncover
thick's the snow layer?
not thick, probably about inch and a half at this point.
Okay,
It's
so-
only it hadn't snowed here until earlier today, as far as you
So
can
there
tell.
probably isn't any hidden skeletons under the snow.
Yeah.
Unless they're very small ones. But
That's
no,
very small, yeah.
Kid
small
skeletons.
Assuming we're about to head into a comparatively interior space, I would cast the spyglass sort of back down the sort of hillside towards where everyone's shored up. Can I see much?
Oh, that's look at it. I thought you meant like you're gonna chuck it. I was like,
Yeah,
what
no,
are you doing with that for?
It turns out Balin actually has no depth perception, and he thinks they're just like right there.
No depth perception is a scout.
Hopping up on a wall probably so you can actually get a good angle. The bonfire is burning. You can see a pillar of smoke coming up from it. It's quite large. Nothing seems. There's no like people aren't like rushing around as far as it seems fine.
Yeah. Well, if there's anyone nearby, they're going to spot that smoke. So let's make this quick.
Oh God, Yaz is probably not smart enough for this.
Come on, just do it.
Is
What's his
the
wisdom though?
not good? Is
Damn.
the spear point?
Uh-huh.
Is it worked metal?
Yeah. Looking at it, it just looks like and like it's how to
How
put
does
it?
it look in comparison
It is not a scrap metal thing. It has been made, but it has like.
And it's not flint either.
No, it appears to be maybe either pure iron or bronze or something like that.
So yeah, so it was. So yeah, they're probably not the Sahagwin. The Sea Devils. People know how to work. People who know how to work metal. Which yeah. Okay, thanks.
Like a man on
Well, it
my
could be
last
stolen,
squad.
but
Could be strong, but from whom? Woo.
Yeah.
So you guys are going to make your way towards the middle.
When we bring
The-
folk up here, we should have someone look at that skeleton with a bit more anatomical sense than us. Might give us a
Sure.
clue who was here.
Usually the people that come to me have all their skin and flesh.
No.
Yeah.
Or at least most of it.
Well, they were...
Are you the only doctor?
There's some other people on the ship who have like the ship probably has a shipped doctor guy,
Yeah,
and a lot of the priests will have medical knowledge, and people will have have some peasant wisdom medical knowledge.
I think the ship's doctor though, he's a bit of a sawbones.
It's definitely it's like medium. Where we could tell it's a medium creature, couldn't we? Like it's not dwarven.
Well, the scale, it's a human-sized scale.
Human size, yeah.
It could be elvish, half elvish, or half orc with no horns. Tiefling with no horns, which does occasionally happen.
What?
Yeah,
Don't talk about those.
Disgusting. They're just red people. The worst. I should put on something. I'll put on this music thing. There we go. That'll be better. As you approach are you going straight toward the big round middle building, right? Okay. Approaching it, I'll give you the picture of it. In fact, this doesn't have any of the surrounding ruins because I couldn't be bothered to draw them. Because it would have been too hard. There it is. It looks like that. Again, it's a flint building.
How big is it?
It's about, as I said, about 60 feet tall, so it's pretty big. It has these big metal doors. It is in very good nick, apart from the roof.
Yeah, but I mean, that's a big hole.
All right.
Like a Bailey.
You also see that directly in front of it is the next most complete building is a small square building with pillars in front of it, and you also notice there's a couple more corpses, Puma skeletons, similarly lying around.
Like what kind of pose?
Still sleeping. One of them's even like sat down, hunched up against a wall.
Is it
weird?
Does it have anything on it?
They all have. Well, are you going to go up to the skeletons? You going to the skeletons, or are you going?
I'll expect one of the skeletons take a chance on this, and
as you approach
the slouched one.
Sorry?
Specifically the slouched one, I'd probably look for if there's any marks to the bones.
As you approach the slouched one, which is inside this little square building, you actually see it's not slouched against the wall, it's slouched kind of over again in front of a statue. I will in fact reveal the statue. This is inside a sort of room. And this skeleton that's slouched has more stuff on it than the others. It has a sort of tattered yellow cape. You can't really see, but it's crouched in front of what looks like a very worn, broken shield and a sword, which is leaning up against the statue. I shall put it the picture. This is inside the little building, and you're approaching from sort of behind it. It's like that. The statue's probably about 10 feet tall. It's not the biggest of statues, but pretty big.
Any engravings on it?
So there's someone
There
kneeling in
appears to
front
be
of it.
a bronze plate hanging off that you can't read from any distance. Are you guys going to get...
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll read it.
Sure.
Or attempt to.
Yeah, so Wynn, all of you come into this room. You see, as you've entered this room, you see more skeletons lying around here than anywhere else. This is the highest concentration you've seen. A lot of them are, and and inside this room you can see that because the snow is kind of shielded from them from the walls and such, they all have these rotten spears and like scraps of like leather armor around them.
They either got put here or they came here to die.
Are they the defenders or the attackers?
Yeah, I definitely want to inspect some of these skeletons, like looking for
like defenders, right?
Weapon marks on the bones.
I would presume we would see, though, the innocents.
A bit casual for defenders, I feel. Just a bit nonchalant, aren't they?
I'll put you. Hang on, let me just check.
Maybe they were sort of starved out.
I'm going to put you guys on this bit of this map.
God, I've had my fucking mic mute for so long.
Oh, sorry, Sam.
I've been wondering.
Sam, were you by any chance going to use? Were you going to use
give us the best.
Theo, can I cast Divine Sense? Theo.
Sam, yes, you can cast Divine Sense. As you guys move forwards,
I was like, why was no one listening to me?
Sorry, Sam.
Ouch.
Oh, I fucking hate fucking.
I was really wondering, like,
I've done that before.
he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it at some point.
Yeah, I said
He's gonna say Divine Sense at some point.
Like, how many skeletons ago were you trying to do it?
Like the first time we saw one.
I'm so sorry, man.
That's rough, buddy.
Fuck.
No, Sam, we can all play this. You're discovering your abilities. You've been feeling uneasy since you met this first skeleton. You definitely felt this is a weird skeleton, but you didn't think it was undead. The first skeleton that you saw.
Sure.
There was something magical going on with it, but it was not an undead skeleton. As you've come to this,
I think when I see a group of them, I definitely
this one in the middle, crouched down in front, is undead.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna go.
Well, that one.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, can you guys put yourselves on this map? You're approaching from the north, because the round building is north of this.
Where are we? The bottom or the top?
From the north.
You guys are kind of in the middle. The ones who approach, but you're approaching from the top.
Okay, the top. Okay.
I'd say as soon as I walked in here and saw them all, I would have cast it in front of me, and I would have been guys, something is deeply wrong here.
There's a lot of bones. I'll give you that.
One of them is
undead.
At least one of them is undead. There's necromancy here.
Oh god, it's like that island all over again.
Can you tell which one?
The one by the statue, I think.
Disturbing.
Shoot something at it.
Now that you're this close as well, you see that the weapons that it's kneeling in front of are giving off a faint light, a yellowish glow to them.
Excuse me, where's the light coming from?
Sorry?
Where's the light coming from?
Sorry, off this. Yeah, this is the middle of this one, off in front of it.
Of its weapons, or
off that area. You can't really see from this angle, but
Alright, Balin locks a bolt in and paces slowly round, giving any skeletons a wide berth and looking.
Do you want to move? Do you want to position yourself as you're moving? Okay, so you're going around the wall. Sure.
Yeah.
Kalidas, what is that one of your skills? How does Divine Sense even look for Kalidas?
well, he's smelling it. There's no light giving off or whatever. Or it's not smelling it. It's like
I basically inhale deeply.
He inhaled deeply.
Hey,
he doesn't give off anything.
These regular skeletons.
The ones over by
the ones in front of him.
I trust he's getting some of that dragon mumbo jumbo.
Is anyone else gonna move anywhere? No. I just need to make sure that if people are thinking that they are moving around as well.
I'll stay here where
I will. Well, I'm looking at the back because there were skeletons that we passed, right?
I guess I'll be here.
Yeah, but
I know Mr. Skeleton.
Sort of one or two. On the way to here, you saw like maybe three. This is the highest concentration because there's quite a few here.
Just to clarify, I can sense
Yeah.
general area, but the only one that I can actually target as undead is the one by the.
Yeah.
Okay, so that one's definitely.
But they are all. There's something weird.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's not. They're not undead.
I'm animated.
I'm animated. I'm alive.
I'm not very experienced.
Anyone recognize that statue?
I want to read the plan.
Yes.
Are undead necessarily evil?
You're the boss man.
Is that asking me or asking Sam?
I'm asking. I guess I'm asking Sam because they're adventurers. Like they've been.
Yeah.
Generally the limited exposure, like the magic that creates it, is not cast by people that you would consider a friend.
So do you think I should read the note?
Yes, come the
Oh yes, yes, definitely.
The note? Are you serious? They look mindless. They're skeletons.
Well,
I mean,
I don't know what he said. You're right.
All we know is it's alive. When people sleep, they seem mindless.
Does anyone know undead? The language. Presumably they speak the language undead. Right?
Well, I only have it in common and elven. I guess we could go ask the Count if he knows undead.
Not gonna cast the Count if he's undead. Right now.
Well, you could smell them and then you'd know, I suppose.
What are the rest of the things around these pillars here? Or is that just...
From what you can tell, there used to be something like a path leading to this building with pillars out front. These are just ruined ones that are remaining. Okay. They may have been a roof. Hard to say. As you've got this close, you lean down to read the plaque. Yeah, it's in Elvish. The plaque's in Elvish.
Sure.
But it appears to have been defaced quite badly. But you can read something along the lines of "was born here," and then the name has been scratched out, and the bottom half has been eroded, essentially. But you can see that this statue presumably has been dedicated to someone who was born here.
Can you mend such a thing, or is it too...
No, mending is like put to...
Well, if I were to mend it,
I
could recreate
mending doesn't like restore like age.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, I was just...
You might be able to restore with like work the scratched off bit a bit and maybe get something from that. You'd need an artisan and time to do something like that. Time that you don't have, as you lean down, you turn after you're done reading it, and see that the skeleton that's kneeling down is now looking at you in the eye.
Oh, it's spooky.
Quick, grab its sword.
It's moving.
This isn't doing an E2. Oh, sorry, the new Baldur's Gate.
Right. No.
Loot all the skeleton.
They can't get at the weapons.
You look to see are you gonna go to grab its sword? Is that what you're gonna do?
No, I'll try and like speak to it in Elvish, rather pointlessly.
What do you say?
I have a bolt trained on this thing.
I'll just like, we mean no harm here, little skeleton man.
Balin, as you're watching, you've actually seen that it's already holding. It has been reaching out slowly and grabbed its equipment.
When it's move. Okay. Say the words.
I will get rid of.
If it's not going to swing a sword at me, I don't mind.
I'll get rid of that token and I'll put its token as it now stands up to its full height. Token. There we go.
Oh god.
Say the word.
In its hands, its weapon and its the gold boss on its shield glow much brighter.
It's animated.
And when you can, it's animated. When you can even see on the boss, as in on the metal bit of the shield, is
the boss.
That's what it's called. It's called a boss. Anyway, on the boss is a carving, or like an etching of like a wolf or a hound or something, and curled up in a circle around the side.
Okay.
And it seems to be moving very slowly, but the more it's moving, the faster it's like getting itself together.
It's like accelerating.
Yeah, like it started like barely moving, reaching out for itself, and now it's...
I'm gonna nudge Yaz like vigorously on the shoulder. Quick, read the message.
Yaz stumbles forward.
In Elvish, please.
Yaz opens up and he says in Elvish, because Yaz speaks Elvish. We're representatives from the Count Ramsay. We're seeking asylum and protection.
When you say
trying times,
when you've read the first line of the letter, and it suddenly its mouth opens like wide, like no noise comes out, and it strikes its sword against the shield boss, and a ringing bell noise, and the other skeleton Sam suddenly. It's not the only undead. Never. The other skeletons.
That's worth a try.
I need to fucking get rid of all these skeleton tokens.
Oh.
Grumble. I know, right?
How about you don't? And then you don't have so much work.
But yeah, Yaz would always have tried that because I do have diplomat.
No. You do.
Oh yeah.
It would have been. I very much appreciate it. From what you can tell, it was listening to you. It wasn't just. It reacted specifically to what you were saying.
Maybe it doesn't like Elvish because its enemies are elves.
Oh.
Yeah.
The coin,
The first thing you see is a big muscly elf.
That's true. There could be.
Although,
Oh Jesus Christ!
Maybe there was like a civil war. I don't know.
Oh God.
Well, maybe they're not elves. Like the bodies. That this is elven ruins, but these are the other side.
Balin sees the one next to him stop moving, swears under his breath in Orcish, and takes a step back.
If you want to roll initiative, by the way,
Furman just
and I'll put his. I mean, you don't have to, I guess. If you never roll initiative, you never have to turn. You attack whenever.
Oh, what game was it? I think it was Divinity.
Divinity 1. There was player mod, and then I
Fernbrand is scared.
Yeah, it was amazing.
He was very scared.
That's a lack of initiative. Oh, okay. Where's my guy?
It was very short.
Everyone's initiative was working this
Running
time.
around to clean people with my two-handers. Everyone was stuck in time.
Okay.
Yeah.
10.
Oh, you've rolled good. Well done.
Mine's actually a 10.
If you go into negative initiative, does it roll over?
I'm not top. I'm a 10.
Oh, you're 10.
Yeah.
I
had
guess.
to click my token again.
Oh, sure. Now Ben goes there. The first thing that happens, though, because I'm going to be doing something on initiative 20 or top of initiative, something happens every round. And I'll put
More
the music on
skeletons.
this, right? More skeletons, yeah. As he strikes the shield, and all the skeletons suddenly they react like they've woken up. They shake and they grab at their weapons, and all of the skeletons. I'll even click the ability so I'm proving that I'm not cheating and I've just made this up. All skeletons within 20 feet can move towards it, so they do.
He rallies them all.
As far as they can, at least, which is like in a direct line, I think.
Sure wish I had burning hands.
How's the snow?
The snow, it's still falling, but it's not very thick. Again, here it's around probably about 2 inches by this point.
Have you got the line breath, Sam?
No, I haven't got anything.
No, as in your
breath.
breath. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I haven't got it though.
Yeah, we short rested only. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh.
This is from the boat.
Did you use it already?
Yeah, I used it in
Used
the.
it on ship, yeah.
Do we get attacks of
Makes
opportunity with
sense.
this?
You will get an attack of opportunity, yes.
They disengaged?
Oh, no,
No,
disengage.
they're moving. Is that one within 20 feet?
Oh, they can disengage, yeah.
Okay, that is the top of initiative. When it is your turn, skeletons have suddenly sprung to life and swarmed you.
Oh, well, whatever. I'll just hit the
Really
big guy
far.
because he was the one doing stuff and all that.
Okay.
So I'll smack him.
You strike his shield, and it maneuvers under your quarterstaff, and you hit the boss, and again it rings out incredibly loudly, and you take 1d6 thunder damage.
Okay.
Okay, 1. Phew. It looked like it was moving to do that. It wasn't just like...
Sure.
That might have been its reaction.
Yeah.
Just
sorry,
to be
let me
clear.
see. I need to remember what doing my dodges, if it's a bonus action or not.
I think it's just
Yeah.
disadvantage. They all get disadvantage.
I can spend 1 key point to take the dodge action, that's a bonus action. So I can't martial arts then.
No, right. But can't you still
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm going to do that because there's a lot of them all around me.
Sure.
So you're dodging, you're matrix dodging.
Guess so.
So you're dodging, eh?
Mm.
Okay.
Mr. Smith.
Yeah. Turn order. Why isn't that showing the full list for me? There you go. Balin, it is your turn.
Cool. I will scramble up onto this assuming I can stand on this wall.
Yeah, you can stand on it. It's not great, but you can stand on it.
It's 10-foot elevation. So gives me a clearer shot. hopefully.
Divinity plus 20% damage or whatever. No.
Yeah.
XCOM rules.
And I will take a
Oh,
shot.
it's excellent as well.
Big lad.
Which one, sorry?
The big guy.
Sure. Turn this down slightly. That hits, unsurprisingly. You fire again. This is it's there's not a lot like of body to it, so the arrow like clattles around its ribs, and you see it like cracks some of the ribs. It's hard to say what that's doing to it, but it's you hit it.
All right, this is where the fun starts.
Exactly.
And I will. I guess I will bonus action dodge for all that it matters.
Sure. You see that they are carrying spears, and most of them have more than one like javelin kind of thing. Sort of, again, very rotten wood. These are not good weapons, but they are.
Oh no, sorry, I can't dodge as bonus. It's only dash, disengage, or hide.
It's only dash, disengage. Okay, cool. Okay. Encouragers. You see a horrible stench of undead, or whatever it is that your divine sense is going to be.
Bunch of stinky boys.
Bunch of nasty stanks. Well, again, the Dragonborn, as I've said, they have a different set of priorities for smells and taste, so maybe these are disgustingly organic to a metallic dragon like you.
Perhaps, yeah.
Organics. Flesh pigs.
I will move here.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll probably just hit this one, actually. I can't actually get to him.
Okay.
A bit annoying. Could I have done that differently? Maybe. Or was I there? Can I redo my turn?
I mean, where do you want to go? You haven't done anything yet, so sure.
Yeah,
you start from there.
I was just thinking, because I was thinking basically of going here.
Sure.
And then, actually, can you attack through enemies? Another enemy?
Yeah.
I think technically you can, yeah, because it's not taking up 5 foot.
No,
square.
you straight up
Sure,
don't, because
I'm
you
gonna go
can
here.
take a bonus
action,
right?
Yeah, to extend my spear, hold it at the end, and poke it through and try and hit him.
Nice. You run around, make that attack. Yeah, nice. Again, as it's turned to
Max
fight
damage.
wind. Oh,
I was ready for it.
Yeah. You stab through, cracking some more ribs area and tearing through its yellowish cloak. Well, it's quite yellow. Yellow cloak. Is yellow, right? Team Matthews can't see so well.
Yeah, it's a very good one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very tactic.
That's
what's up.
Thank you. Yes, Rolla. This horrible event is going on.
do you not remember the event?
Just to don't think about the event. Just to get it, the skeletons are all swarm towards the boss man.
They are sort of taking up a defensive stance around him.
Okay, so it's like phalanx.
Yeah, they don't have good. You suspect they would be. Well, you don't suspect that because you're stupid, but you, Neil, would suspect.
Well, I can see that Win is in between this one and this one, and is it going to try and kill Win to get to his boss?
It's trying to get as close as it can, so probably. But you, if they had shields that were worth a damn, they would be doing a shield wall.
Okay.
But they have not got shields worth a damn, so they are failing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to I draw my scimitar. It reaves in wind as I look at this.
Like billowing around it.
Yeah, the snow is sucked up a little bit into this.
As I look at this skeleton right here, as a bonus action, I will mark this creature.
Okay.
And then I will do a S-stream on him. I slash the sword, and the wind lashes off.
Get him.
Cool. S-stream. Is that right? Yes, that is right. I rolled to you with it. My best roll, and I rolled it to you.
Yeah, well, that was you do hit him pretty conclusively.
Did you?
Okay,
so I don't
it's faced away.
Exactly. As I said, I sent it to the GM. I said it.
He whispered it, but I see it. It's 23.
Yeah, I said
nice
that.
They'll never know it was a 2.
The fools.
Oh, screenshotted
it. We'll whisper all our rolls now.
You can do it if you want.
Right. 4 damage.
You slice, and the wind coalesces, and it actually slices off through the arm that's holding its like terrible shield, and it falls off, and it is hurt. What kind of damage is it, by the way?
That damage is force.
Right. Okay. Cool.
And then I do this as well. 6.
Ooh, on top of that.
Yeah.
Oh, nice!
And it is pushed back 10 feet.
Oh, that's really cool.
What if it hits a wall?
It'll take some little damage on these rocks. You slash it. Oh, hang on, it's gonna hit like to there. You slash it, its arm flies off, and it stumbles, and it cracks here, and it would go further, and it hits this wall. And let me just see. Let me just roll a d4 for like rock damage.
D4 rock.
Get rocked,
Where's the
skeleton man.
dice roller? There it is. Rock bludgeoning damage. It shatters on the wall.
Hey!
Jesus Christ.
Oh, fuck. He got boned.
Whoa. Yes, you're getting so much stronger.
I meant to do that.
You could throw with strikes. Excellent. You gonna move or?
Impressive.
Yeah, I will move right here, handshaking, holding my sword.
Sure.
That's my turn.
Oh, okay. It's the skeleton's turn. Let me just very quickly look through this. Just so I'll do all these other skeletons first. Sure. This one, well, these two are going to attack Win. So that's going to be 2 skeleton attacks onto Win. It says short sword, but it's a spear. They're functionally identical for this purpose. Whoa. I don't think 12 or 7 hits Win. They stab it. Oh, with disadvantage. Just check. Oh, really bad. Okay. So those ones have missed to attack you. This one's going to attack Ms. Fernbrand because you are in melee with it, as it were.
Very good.
20. Whoa.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Oh dear. It sticks out
hits me, of course.
and it stabs you.
Ah!
For 4. These 2 next to Enceladus are going to attack him.
It's grace in the shoulder.
Ooh,
Blood
I
a
don't
bit
think
blacker
that's
than
gonna work.
usually.
No, it does not hit.
No, it does not.
The shield is ready.
What's your distance? That's all well and good. I forgot to give them javelin attacks. So I'm going to use a short bow because I think it's again damage-wise the same. So these 2 are going to hoist javelins and throw them at Balaam. I don't think either of those hit. I assume not.
No.
No, shouldn't have thought so.
Nope.
This one, however, is going to.
I didn't notice the other ones. Jesus.
Yeah, there's some more down there. They were not in range of his rally ability, so this one comes up to here.
Oh no.
This one.
They have free will.
Well, they didn't get rallied, but this one's closest. Well, who can he see? Also, what kind of sight do skeletons actually have?
That's a good
Dark
question.
vision.
They just have dark
vision.
vision.
They don't have blind sight.
They've got X-ray vision. They've got
Weirdly.
true sight.
It's
It
very
is a bit weird. Just because like
Doesn't
things.
even have eyes.
Yeah.
It's because it's so low level. Having blind sight or true sight would be
It's
just
true.
OP.
It's true.
Like nobody could stealth on them and shit.
Yeah. This one's gonna come around here and attack Ms. Yeah, it'll attack Ms. Fernbrand. Sol's short sword. 10. No. Phew! And now the one in the middle is going to do his stuff. Which is going to be very simple for now. He is going to swing out with his golden glowing short sword at Win.
Thankfully with disadvantage.
Oh, he's the disadvantage. Well done. Well, no, thank you. Ooh, 12. That won't do it.
Thank the gods for dodging.
It cuts through the air, and you hear as it swings past you, but you dodge it. Great.
It's just got
Nice.
too much speen.
Well done.
It's just spinning on the spot.
Orion!
Alright. I'm
Flying star.
gonna dig my way through.
Oh, Ryan is still here, right?
He was looking the other way before the fight started.
Huh? What, we're fighting?
He's blue because of the
I'm,
cold.
Run around.
He was looking at the sea.
Oh, the sea.
The snow, it reminds me of the sea. It's just...
It's wet.
But, yeah. It is wet, yeah. We're all familiar with snow, aren't we?
Yes, you are. You are
Yeah,
not,
well,
you are
it's not-
it is not new.
But yes, I will. I'll help Miss Fernbrand and fill this beast with advantage. I'll try them once. 21.
That'll
There we
hit.
go.
piercing. You stab into it again. You do hit it, but it's hard to say. It doesn't appear to feel pain, but you're damaging like its bones. If you had like a big old hammer, you probably reckon that would probably crush it well easy. But that's not how you roll.
No.
What's your fighting style again? What was no elegant? No, effortless. That's what you are.
Effortless is right. I never sweat.
You never sweat. You never try.
Which presumes that everyone else here is just sweating constantly.
It's covered in sweat, head to toe.
Part of my fighting style. But that's it for me.
Not perspirating must be pretty rough.
Well, only when he's not. He'll sweat.
Yeah.
That's when you stop sweating, you just like pouring.
You're like, oh jeez, I was really scared.
Right.
Anyway, Miss Fernbrand, it's your turn.
Alright. She sees there are lots of enemies, particularly this very shielded dexterous one in the middle. So she's gonna get out her favorite party trick, which is also called Fairy Fire. Trademark.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, Jesus! Oh, it's gonna be so many checks. Okay, what do I do?
Well...
20-foot cube.
Yeah, 20-foot cube. Let me find
Fairy Fire is so good!
Okay, so I would mark it for this kind of cube.
Yeah, so you're gonna get all those guys for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have to dodge or be have advantage on. That's very cool.
I'm not sure. Does it just work, Neil, or
no? It's a dexterity save.
All right. Yeah. Do the save.
Is it any creature or is it any enemy?
Any creature.
Any creature. So it's
and each
so
object
where are you
as well.
putting, sorry?
So even if they're invisible.
Yeah. So, well, are you putting it so it's going to get that, or are you going to get?
Well, obviously, so it doesn't get hit by wind.
Okay, so you won't get this one.
Yeah, I won't get it.
Oh, I'm sure he would pass a dex check.
You never know.
That is true.
No, we were not. Fair,
I'll do them like that. So first two on the left.
Sure.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yep.
And then the knight.
Special one. Come on. Oh, fuck off.
Oh wow.
13.
Okay, that one's failed.
Mark him. If he's close.
Oh, come on, dude. What
Oh my
a waste.
It's all this, like, I presume it's like
14?
bioluminescent dust.
No,
There's nothing
it's
for the cling to.
13,
The skeleton.
so only one of them failed.
Jesus.
Oh man, that fucking sucks.
That does suck.
I'm gonna get that guy there.
Yeah,
Just shines through them.
I'll put
Not
that.
often.
That one's glowing now.
Well, that's
snagged.
great.
It's a great spell, but
Oh, yeah, it's not dark in here, is it?
Well, not anymore.
it's dim, but now it's now very bright in that area because it does hit the pillars as well. They're all shining quite brightly.
Fairy Fire is a party trick for kids. A colourful display of pink shapes and forms. This Fairy Fire is a blast for children and a nightmare to clean up for parents.
You look at Party Popper and think that comes with confetti.
Exactly what that is.
I love it. Love it.
Luminous confetti.
Yeah.
Do you want to move it all if you can? I mean, you could.
I mean, I would eat 2 opportunity attacks, so it's probably better just to stay where I am.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, so it's the top of initiative, so something's going to happen.
Oh.
Yay!
This is going to happen.
Oh no!
One skeleton down.
He once again strikes his shield, and all the skeletons are within 15 feet. Go, they stiffen up for a second. Raise a javelin.
Oh,
what?
Luckily for you guys, a lot of them are in melee range.
For fuck's sake!
And it'll be at the next one. So these two next to Win are going to make 2 attacks. I guess. Well, he's still dodging, but again, disadvantage does not stack. So that first one, 14, that does not hit, does it? Onto Win, I don't think.
I think Win's got 16.
Yeah. Ooh, that
Sorry,
one.
17.
Oh,
Okay. So one of those does hit. So when this one of them hits you for 6.
Can't you catch like projectiles?
Not at
It's
level
not
2.
strong enough.
The one next to Orion is going to make a again disadvantage against him. Ooh, that's happy that's disadvantage.
Oh.
The one that's direct next to Miss Fernbrand's going to make a throw against her.
Oh, crit fail. Oh.
No good. Now that one, can that even? He probably can't really even throw one at you at all because there's a wall in the way.
I don't know how much. It depends how much the wall's taking.
Oh yeah, the wall is damaged. Yeah, he'll be with this still anyway.
3/4 cover.
These two will
Don't
make
crit.
disadvantage. So that one misses, and then... Ooh, that one misses too. Phew! Okay, and these two are going to make throws against Balin, who is not in melee, so these will be with not disadvantage.
Oh god, you've got like 6 hit points.
Oh god.
So is that 2 separate attacks?
Yeah, that's 2 separate
Both
attacks.
of those hit.
Oh no.
3 and 4.
4. I'm still up.
By how much?
Okay, so they all suddenly, in unison, they form up, they hold up a javelin above the head and hurl them, missing most of you because it was not... It didn't look like it was a response that had any intelligence in it. It was just reactionary.
Oh shit!
It just so happened that these ones do actually hit you.
Yeah, I saw them all like pull out, pivot, point at win. I'm like, yeah, and then 2 of them just turn. I'm like,
You may think about trying on your turn to get to us, because I can heal you from here.
Yeah.
I cannot.
How high up are you on that rock? Are you 5 feet? Yeah, you're
10
5
foot. I thought it was 10 foot. It says on it.
No, but there's a little bit next to it that says 5 feet.
I would have been standing on 10 foot.
Okay, no, I'll put you up there if that's what you would have been. That's fine.
Okay, I couldn't really tell what square.
Sure. It's because it's turned around and it's got. I'm still trying. I made him a bit of a rush. Anyway,
right.
Okay, Win, it's your turn. Are you muted?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
How dare you be? Do the things, man. Do all of them.
I can't tell you what to do.
Do nothing. Take a short rest. You've got time. If you can avoid getting hit for 600 turns, you can have a short rest. No, that's legit. If you can do that, then that's fine by me. You crack this. This time, you do actually hit him. He again goes to block it, but you're too quick, and you crack it across the skull, leaving a big old hole in its head. And you think that bludgeoning damage is doing good.
Bludgeoning damage does good, eh?
Does it good? Yes, it does.
I'm gonna spend another key point, and this time I'm gonna double one-arm strike him.
Okay. Oh.
There we go.
Oh.
Bam, bam, bam.
I can break people's bones when they've got flesh around them. This is easier.
Crash. He's not got good AC. This thing's not got armor, apart from a shield. Yeah, you hit it twice. Fuck me. I mean, hang on. You destroy the front of its body.
Damn.
You're like, and it's like whole ribcage is cracked in, and like bones are flying everywhere. And you actually see that as you're like concentrating, getting in there so good, you notice that some of the crack on its head from your first attack, the bones they're not like healing, but they're trying to like fit back together like a jigsaw, but it's very slow.
Okay.
It's still up. Yeah. It is still up. I will say that. Crumbs. Okay.
That's it.
Okay, cool. Balin. You're a skeleton now, Balin.
So if I don't die.
Oh, God.
If you don't die, then you'll get.
Am I within reach if I'm 10 foot above it? Or 5 foot above it?
I would argue. Hang on. Probably not technically, but if you, no, not really. It's not got the dexterity to fight you well up there. It's not intelligent.
Grab a drink.
Right.
Jesus.
Oh shit! Wasn't me.
This thing. I'm gonna run where I'm less of a target. So I'd probably jump down the backside of this wall.
Yeah, that works.
You
can't go any further than that. No, that's difficult terrain between that. No, it's fine. You can move however you want.
So, does that cost me?
Dropping down is jumping. You can't move 30 feet after.
Yeah.
That's not. So you got 5 foot to drop down.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not like XCOM where vertical space doesn't
Vertical
exist.
is nothing. Yeah.
Oh well, I will bonus action dash, so I can move.
Wow.
Yeah. You can climb up there 50. If you want.
Oh, that's true.
Be a great target for when they all shoot fucking through.
Yeah, if they have another.
Just gets Robocop. Just by like
I will
different spheres.
make my way up on top of this wall.
What health are you on, by the way?
4.
Yeah, we really need our health stuff.
We all have health bars on.
Yeah.
Can we see it?
I don't know how. I will make sure that we do that for the next bit.
You can add it to your tokens yourselves, and then it's. But,
yeah, that's the thing. And then I have yeah. Bayan, what's your passive perception?
13.
As you're running over, you see something. Something seems unusual. You saw something on your way, but you're running, and now you're up here thinking, "What the hell was that?"
Oh.
Something seemed odd about the landscape as you ran up here, but you were a bit busy.
Yeah, all right. Priorities. We'll worry about that in a minute. I will take a shot at the big guy again.
Sure. That hits.
So don't
Once
get
again.
attack because he's got his buddies nearby.
Okay, that's some. So no sneak attack right here.
Yeah.
Okay. You crack one of its legs and it falls down to one knee, and then you see the leg is snapped in half.
Oh, hang on. Actually, Oh, sorry.
What, are you gonna get sneak?
You don't need advantage on the attack roll if another enemy that targets within 5 feet of it. It doesn't say about it being reinforced. It's just literally if I have anything near it. So, I guess I do.
Which one are you taking?
The knight.
Yeah,
you
you
can
can
Yeah,
I just wasn't sure if because it was surrounded by allies if it cancelled out. But
I
No,
guess
that's a different ruling. Sneak attack has the 2 readings of advantage on close, just having one of your party members.
Yeah.
That's not flanking.
Yeah.
I'm
moves,
thinking
that's
of the
unrelated.
swashbuckler thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay,
So yeah. Damage as well. Extra 2.
Oh, thank God.
No,
You fire through it, snap its leg like clean in half, and it falls to the ground. And then the leg again. It begins to slightly reattach, and the break doesn't fix, but it like pushes itself back up, and it looks ragged as fuck. This thing. Enceladus, it's your turn. There's a shitload of skeletons in front of you. One of them's glomming.
I'm gonna use my Spin Mastery again to try and poke this guy.
Get this guy, dude.
Nope.
No, you miss him. As you stab as he falls down to his knee from Balin's attack.
Yep.
And it goes over his head. Yes.
As a bonus action, I move the windy mark.
Yeah.
To the big guy.
Sure.
I then
you can't really see him exactly from where you're standing.
Okay, I can do it after I move as well.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
just so you're clear. You can see it from like here, fine.
Yaz will move here.
Okay.
Yaz runs forward. He has his scimitar. It wreathes in wind again. It keeps building, and then I stab it into the ground, and I cast Thunder Wave.
Ooh.
In a 15-foot cone originating from me in this space.
You're gonna get all of those boys. Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Well, you're gonna get.
Oh my god.
Would that be? So it'd be like that, wouldn't it? It'd be
It's
three
a 15-foot cone originating from a 15-foot cube originating from me.
Yeah, so
that's
like,
the thing we
so
discovered.
it's that
Damn.
Yeah.
We
Is it like
used to
that?
think it had to be centered.
Yeah, I think it's that.
No, because that's 4 squares, which is 20 feet.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
It would be
Well,
smaller than that.
This one, yeah, those 3.
Yeah. So like that.
Yeah.
So those 5. What is
Yeah, the recent discovery how Thunder Wave actually works.
Level 1. It's Constitution.
Constitution. Cool. Ooh, good damage. Well, decent damage.
Well, I need to do rolls first.
Yeah. They actually have. Did I edit these guys? I guess they got better con than I remember. Skeletons.
Well, I always find that undead have really good con.
I guess it's true. Yeah, I guess it makes
He
sense.
keeps
Anyway.
talking how he keeps regenerating. So, oh well.
No, I mean these are the regular ones. Those ones. These are they're going from again straight lines. Reading left to right for these. Okay.
Yeah.
Con. Ooh, that one passes. Still half damage though. So knight. Con.
Yes.
Ooh, it fails. And the last 2, bottom 2. Pass and fail. So
Okay.
Let me just. That's how much that one's got. That's how much that one's got. That one passed, but it's half damage. So that one's got this much.
Good.
And anyone who failed is also pushed 10 feet away.
Oh shit, of course they fucking are.
They're all gonna clatter into each other.
Yeah, it's like lets out a scream as he stabs his sword into the ground and a big wave of thunder washes out.
Sure. Okay. Let me just so there'd be like I guess it would be sort of that, and then these ones get pushed like that, I suppose.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. How is there like an actual ruling for how it works if something gets pushed into another person?
No.
I don't think really, no.
I believe it says that nothing happens.
Nothing happens. In 5e, nothing happens. In 4th edition,
Is extra damage.
there was extra damage.
I'll have extra damage when it's being pushed into like walls and stuff, but not through players.
I think really only this one gets pushed then.
Yeah, that one will get pushed, but also he's going to get pushed into the wall and then take a d4 extra or pushing into a wall damage. So that's good, and he probably will die.
Just some flavor damage.
Yeah, that one. This one again is pasted and shatters against a wall.
Oh man.
As unreal. He's killed the most.
Yes, very overkill. So
Yeah.
Clearing out those winners. Also,
It makes up for last combat, I guess.
the central knight, he's looking ragged as hell, and you thunderwave all the skeletons like you see their bones cracking as this goes past, and this one falls apart.
Oh really?
Yeah. Its arms, its head, the cape sort of begins. It gets pinned under the debris of its body as it's clattered to the floor.
Are the other skeletons still up?
The other skeletons appear to still be moving. Yes.
Okay, yeah, so moves here.
Well, he's dead, so he doesn't do nothing. These other skeletons. Well, this one's been left in the dust, so he's gonna sort of wander over.
Are they gonna fuse with their master and they become a big skeleton?
I'll make the attacks to the ones who don't need to move. One next to Orion's going to Orion. A short sword. 14? That doesn't hit, does it? You got a shield. Of course it doesn't hit. And armor. The one next to Mr. Fernbrand. Rush, I assume that. I mean, I know it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no. 40.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Anyway, this one next to Miss Fernbrand's going to attack you, Miss Fernbrand. 11, that's fine. These two next to Enkelos are going to attack him. Ooh, 19.
Does hit.
That'll get you. 6. Ooh, nasty.
Ouch.
Ouch. This one directly beneath the Aswar is going to make a spear, not a short sword. Don't let anyone tell you different onto Yaz. 8. I think you're okay. I think you're okay.
Oh my god.
You're okay. It stabs past you and you duck to the side. Exhausted. And this one, Tombstone, did you come back? Have you got your drink yet?
Right, yeah, I do.
Yeah, this one's going to attack you. 15. No, well, he will. He's fucked up. And this one's gonna
hit Yasrula.
What?
Very mean. This one is gonna walk over to here, and he's going for Balin. He saw him, and he's gonna from down here chuck his final javelin at you, Balin.
Oh, come on.
Oh shit! Hell, I'm so sorry.
Yep.
Are you sure you don't know these people?
Oh my god!
Falling damage.
Balin, you are struck with a. You fall down and you're on your back on top of this wall, and you're looking like upside down at the scenery, beyond, and you see there's a very large figure standing amongst the ruins.
Oh, Jesus!
You know what, Jeff? I'll send to you what it looks like.
I mean, what I see before I pass out.
This is what you're seeing as you're dying. Yes.
Oh.
Is it like a face looking through the ruined ceiling? Is that what?
It's Where is this?
It's like glowing, piercing red eyes.
Well,
that's how
Ben can tell you all about it when he wakes up. If he wakes up. That's what you see. It's big. It's about 15 feet tall.
Well, that just sounds great, doesn't it?
Oh, that's a character there. Oh.
Anyway, that's everyone. I think that's all the skeletons. Yes. Orion, it's your turn.
Oh, so what my plan is? Can I use shape water to freeze? What I'm planning on doing is stabbing my trident into the ground and then using shape water to freeze the snow onto it to make it into a bludgeoning weapon.
Oh!
I mean, yeah, that sounds fun. That's a full action, isn't it? I assume.
It is a full action, so I'm going to...
Yeah, an improv... I mean, would I call it... I would probably call it an improvised weapon. But it would be like it'd probably be like
well, I mean,
it probably would be like a D4, because it's not like a metal hammer, but it'd be a D4 bludgeoning, which they would take double. So yeah, that's... You made it... That's fun. I'm happy for that.
And I will action surge.
Oh, right, you've got that.
And then I will attack him.
Oh! Fuck.
2 D4s.
2 D4 plus your strength, and then doubled, because it's vulnerable to bludgeoning. It's probably going to die.
Oh my... Oh!
What's your strength?
I get a plus 5, because I'm dueling.
Oh, of course. Holy shit. Okay, so you do 26 damage. Is that how that works? Is that maths?
But this is on the roll plus. That one
it's weak to bludgeoning. No, but
it's weak to bludgeoning.
But plus 5
Oh, right.
Sorry.
So it's 20. Yeah.
So yeah, you stab the trident into the ground. You this spear of ice, and I'll say, yeah, you swing it around. And you obliterate this dude. He's very dead. He would have died if he was fine. He would have died if he was 2 skeletons, you're pretty sure. And
One-liner. Nice to meet you.
I was like, all the Mr. Freeze lines at once.
Ice Age.
Fernbrand looks in horror to the Balin dropping again and just feels a bunch of bones on her back falling. What? What's that?
Confetti.
Oh. Good trick, Orion.
Step over it and join my brother in arms.
Side by side. You lock shields.
Yes.
And you kiss each other on the cheek. I mean, anyway.
You two lock shields, and the skeletons who want to lock shields look jealously on.
If we had our shields, it'd be
Alright. I make my way to Balin being down there, and I'm gonna
clamber up the wall here.
Yeah.
But you left this one's there, so you'll get an attack.
Yeah, bring it. I'm invincible.
Yeah, you're fine.
There we go. Hits me in the back with a shield. Idiot!
Ding!
You're
a fool!
And as Balin sees the green field and feels tranquility, he feels a searing pain on his chest as I'm surgically doing the heal.
Yeah, you heal him.
Boom. Straight into
nearly a max heal for that. Fool.
And I still don't have the thing in, but I always need to.
Oh, so
it's actually 12.
Plus his hit dice.
Balin,
as you wake up,
God, is it still there?
No, it's gone.
Balin,
in fact, I'm going to delete it so you can't just describe it directly.
Are you okay? That was like this. I think the second time.
Big shout! Jesus fuck!
I know.
No, big.
I think that kind of
then you look over where it was, and there's nothing there. There's not even the snow isn't even disturbed.
Okay, we finish up here. We've got bigger problems.
Yeah. Snip out of it. We gotta deal with these skeletons.
There's something outside.
We'll worry about that later. That's my turn.
Top of the initiative, something happens. As you guys are, you're making short work of these. It all looks fine. It feels great. Everything's great. These chump change.
Everything's lovely.
You guys fucking chump change.
Dude, everything's great. I love it.
Through these other skeletons that you guys are now directly in combat with, you see the bones of the skeleton knight on the ground again begin to move ever so slowly, and 1d4 skeletons get up with 1 HP.
Oh.
So 3 of them go.
Oh my god.
It's all the skeletons I killed!
Well, it's within 15 feet. Hang on, is that all? Yeah, it is. But they only got 1.
Oh, they got the minions now. It's all good.
So this one gets up.
Where's this one gonna be?
I honestly, he's probably slipped down underneath.
Does he take 1d4 falling damage?
They'd be prone as well, because it's not actually their turn.
Oh, that's gonna make all the difference. Actually, it's good
but
for
the the main one would have got up because he gets up, and again, much slower than before, he strikes his shield, and there's another little burst of ring out energy, and they begin to get back up. What I will also say is, how long does the divine sense last? Is it just like 1 turn?
It's an action now.
It's an action, yeah.
But does it only last a turn? Is it only 6 seconds of divine sense? Or does it last a minute?
So,
I think it's just for a moment.
Until the end of your next turn.
Okay, sure. Okay, that's fine. Okay, well then, nothing.
We don't notice the alien behind us, no.
No.
I guess I'll hit the dude and go back up again with the shield.
Stay down!
Alien. I feel like I missed something.
No, alien. Alien saw something weird, but he didn't say an alien. You smash it to pieces. It turns
to dust.
Even tiny pieces this time. And they don't look like they're moving.
And did any of the ones next to me get up?
The ones next to you have moved, but you see as you smash the main one yet again, they're not stopped moving, but they all suddenly have slowed down hugely.
Oh no, look,
Chaos has doubled. 2 of them. They are now. They're barely moving.
Okay. I don't know if to hit.
It's almost like you'd have advantage to hit them.
Almost.
And they'd have disadvantage to do anything.
Oh wow.
Wow. I'll
Get Rex
I'll bonus action hit this guy.
Okay. He wasn't even one of the ones with 1 HP, but you paced him. As he slowly is like going roar, and like cackling bone noises as it what's the kick when you kick like from the top straight down? Like from the top of someone's head? You axe kick from the top to the pelvis.
Nice.
No, that's good. That's cool.
Something like that. It's a crit, so it's
it is,
cool.
right.
Yeah. Is that all? All we can do for now?
That's all I can do, yeah.
Sure.
This is your moment, Balin.
Ben, you've woken up.
We can get him.
Oh, I could actually. Can I move into the skeleton's square?
Yeah, you can stand on him, yeah.
I'm in the middle.
I sort of scramble to my feet.
Yeah.
Alright, these first, then the big thing. And I'll take a shot at whichever one's nearest.
Take the one who'd killed you.
Yeah.
Fucking get him.
This one, I presume.
Yeah.
He's not. That one's not been hit yet, but he is. But you'll have advantage because they're moving so.
And also with advantage and sneak
And
attack
sneak, yeah.
advantage. Oh.
Oh, 11 does it?
I think it does, maybe.
No, they have scraps of armor. So you managed to hit it, and it's the only bit of shield it's got left.
Oh, come on.
It's like a wooden plank. It's basically holding on to.
Fernbrand puts a hand on his shoulder. It's
the,
okay, Balin. You just got up.
Ben keeps looking over his shoulder over the ruins, and
Yeah, where's that big gap in the ceiling, approximately? Is that like which area of the map would that be covering?
What do you mean?
Because you said like part of the roof.
Oh, this hasn't got a ceiling anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, this is all uncovered now. But there probably was one because pillars tend to support ceilings for the most usually.
Yeah.
But there's no evidence of other than logical.
Lesson learned with these things. I will drop down and use my brain
Sure.
to sort of hide and break line of sight.
Sure.
So for anything that would be looking.
And if whatever's out there is still there, you're the only thing it can see.
It's right. It's breathing into your neck actually right now.
You jump down and you stealth.
I got a dream of that today.
Enkel, this is your turn.
I hit the one in front of me.
That one with
I miss.
Oh my god.
That's my turn.
Well, you're oh no, we're not flanking, are we? No.
No, because there's well, it's
I mean, he has
anyway.
so much he's triple advantage
Can I
actually.
know?
That's true.
No, I mean you guys are gonna win shortly, but
That's my turn.
that's all right. Sorry. Yes, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna try and finish off this one before he gets up.
Okay, sure. Yeah. It's prone, so advantage, but again they're slow, so basically useless. But
I swinging it with my scimitar. Actually, okay, yeah, no, this is better still.
you stomp on it.
Swinging it with my scimitar.
Swing.
No.
With advantage.
Oh, advantage.
Yeah, because everything's they're slow as shit.
Hey!
You strike it, cutting its head from its body, and it seems to stop moving. Crunch.
Thank God for advantage.
Thank God. Thank me.
And then I'm gonna move. No, because I wouldn't give win advantage.
Sure.
Being there.
No.
It wouldn't matter anyway because we're advantage
No.
anyway.
Nope.
Yeah, so that's I don't move then.
Okay. The one next to Orion is gonna hit him with this. So slow now.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh, you got
Well, I mean, you're like feeling pretty confident after that last move. You're not paying 100% attention, and this one does sneak in with a 5 piercing onto you.
Oh,
It sticks to you. Ugh.
I broke your bones.
Anyway,
Wait, what story is that on?
onto Orion. Oh yeah, you got your thing.
I'll use my reaction to impose. Yeah.
Sure.
I'll slide my shield over. Try again.
Didn't have disadvantage anyway.
Oh.
I thought you said that they were all.
Yeah. No, I'm just wondering. Is that?
That's alright then. It's fine.
No, yeah. If it's just disadvantage, I thought it was like a plus or something.
No.
That's fair. The one behind Orion is getting up on 1 HP as well. And is going to attack again with disadvantage onto Orion. So it misses like a fool. The two in front of Enceladus are going to attack him with disadvantage. So this is one attack. 19. Ooh, 5. Phew. And then this one. 5. Okay. These are attacks that they're looking very good. These attacks, but they're so slow that like it's like okay, yeah. If you were twice as fast, then maybe. And then the one next to him, also on 1 HP, is getting up and is going to attack. These three are going to attack with disadvantage onto. I don't think any of these are going to hit.
No.
No, it's
17.
This is the most appropriate gift now situation. He said, "Papa."
Spin.
And this one can't see you very anymore, and he's hiding. So it turns its attention to Yazrala and stakes out with its spear. Ooh, with disadvantage though.
He has the high ground.
He has the
high ground.
It thrusts down and does 3 piercing to you. That is all the skeletons.
Alright.
Ryan, it's your turn.
Oh, I will. 3 to pick. I'll smack the one that hit me.
Smack it. Which one? I hit you.
Bop him.
The behind or the in front?
The one in front.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
You smack him.
I'm gonna smack. Oh no, I can smack the one that has fairy fire on it, right? That has.
Yeah, you can. You already have advantage because they are slow.
Oh, sure.
They're basically.
Yeah. I'll kill the fairy fire one. I'll do that.
Do it.
The
gaudy
spin
skeleton.
my ice trident, and I'm
Oh,
gonna
right.
whack it on the side. This new trident technique I'm developing.
You're thinking, man, I should just get myself a warhammer. I'm clearly
More like I don't have to trident.
Oh.
Right, you gotta add your the what's majig. Okay, that's that's a lot of damage. Yes, again, this one hasn't actually been hit yet. The fairy fire one, and you immediately it dissolves.
Pulverize it.
And the little glowing bits of confetti flitter off it.
Oh, how pretty.
It's very nice.
Yes.
You're
boned.
Anyway, are you gonna move it all, or?
I can move on to its space.
You'd break contact with this one.
I would. How much health am I missing? Oh no, I'm fine. I'll say that.
Cool.
Alright. Orion got hit pretty badly, right?
I got hit.
He got hit for 5.
Excuse me? What?
He got hit for 5 damage.
Oh, okay.
He's pretty brawny boy.
I thought he got critted, so I was worried.
I think you're pretty free to do whatever you want.
Yeah. I feel like you guys got that one, so I'm gonna I'm gonna shoot at the skeleton with my cylinder-shaped
Sure.
fireball
Clear shot.
attack.
With advantage, because it's slow.
For pow.
You're gonna hit it, but might as well see if you crit.
For pow. No.
Well, actually, it has 1 HP anyway, so it you let off a firecracker thingy, and it outfires a fire bolt, and it falls to the ground, a scorched, unmoving skeleton, no longer pristine.
Alright. I'll move. Here. I'm feeling pretty confident now. With these slow ass skeletons.
Watch it roll. We should roll double 20.
That's true.
Nothing
It's the
but
top
20s now.
Top of the turn order, but these skeletons. Hang on, let me roll a d4. Ooh, the one next to Yaz.
Actually, I move here. Sorry.
Falls down and has stopped moving completely. So has the one at the bottom right. Right, Win. Tis your turn.
Can we
Do the things.
Do the things.
Any of them been hit?
The one directly beneath you has 1 HP. The 2 on your left are better off, but
I'll hit the. Oh, well, I'll do my bonus action for that guy. So I'll
Sure.
do. I guess that one.
Sure.
Yeah, they've all been hit
He
a
has
little
been
bit
hit.
because of Thunderwave.
Yeah, he's been hit by the Thunderwave though. Ooh, nice. That does hit and explodes it.
Nice. And then bonus action hit the one beneath.
Yeah, that hits with the 16 advantage, yep. And again, this one was just getting up from being resurrected and then immediately had his head punched off into the distance. Okay, jeez. Balin, you are hiding next to a wall.
Do I see, is it an action to make a perception check or a bonus action?
It would be to make an actual perception check. It would be an action, yeah. But I will be using the passive perceptions, like in combat and stuff. What is your passive, just so I know?
13.
With a 13, looking around, there's nothing out there, and you can see like there's no wall tall enough in that direction that would, unless whatever it is like lying prone or like crouching down somewhere.
Okay.
It wasn't moving stealthily at all. That's why you noticed it. It was literally just standing out there.
I'll move on and take a shot at that one.
Okay. Advantage because it's
Chuck.
18 will hit it. Ooh! Ooh! You fire for a second. Like, did I miss? And you took out its out the neck bones, and its head rolls off to the floor.
Nice.
There's only one left. Oh, who's gonna get the last kill? Is that you? That's your turn, I assume, Ben.
Yeah.
Cool. And Geraldus,
I'm gonna stomp through some bones towards
you
it.
smash over the bones. They break beneath your
Come
big
on,
old
dude.
feet.
Come on, dude. Get
I'm
your
gonna
Come
ball
on,
in.
Gladius. Come on.
drop my shield for a righteous two-handed.
Oh, a charge!
Yeah!
Yeah! Right through the middle of it, you snap its spine in half, and it tumbles into a little pile of bones beneath you, and they are all dead.
That's a relief.
Yeah, I'll definitely wipe my brow after that one.
Good job, everyone.
It was easy.
Fight's not over yet. There's something massive outside.
Hmm? No, we killed the big one. Don't worry.
No, what?
The big skeleton. I was talking about the big boss skeleton because he doesn't believe that you've seen something.
No one else saw anything.
What? You saw something outside?
I will also say, Mrs. Fernbrand, when you were up there healing him, what's your passive, Phil?
10.
Okay, yeah, there's nothing out there that you saw. Yeah,
it's all good.
It is not good. There is something huge. Another skeleton, cloaked. It was carrying something. It's moving around outside. You can. One of you can sense these things, right?
Sounds real neato.
Kalidas, can you sense anything?
Don't you even dare.
If it's, I mean, it's got to be quite close for my senses to work, but I'll go.
Bane would know that it was a little bit out there, but it wasn't like it was close. It was close-ish.
60 feet is pretty far.
If you were to like go a little bit out that way,
where do you see it? So I'll ask Bane to point out from what direction, and I'll go to the edge of the building.
I saw something when I was moving, and I saw it clearly through the ceiling. So this way.
If you guys don't mind, I'm just gonna pick up this glowing stuff, and I'll take a look at us.
Sure, yeah.
Separate the sword and the shield. They seem to together cause these things to rise.
Oh, that's a good idea. I pick up the two things.
Yeah,
he hit the shield.
Yeah.
That's what you could see that he was doing.
I'll just store these, and then we deal with that later.
Yeah.
You open your senses to the whatever it says, and you don't sense anything out there.
Okay, well,
nothing. No strong evil, and no strong good, and no undead.
No heavenly music rings.
You don't smell Count Stradon Zarevich.
No, I like that's got to be there. You know,
it's got to be there just in case.
Are you sure you saw something, Baden? I can't sense anything undead anyway.
Oh! Also, you notice that this area that you have been has been desecrated.
What do you mean?
I just saw that's written on there.
Oh, yes.
Excuse me, what do you mean by that word? I don't know that English word.
Corrupted.
Yeah, desecrated is like something
sort of fouled, like deliberately.
Like a curse, kinda.
Yeah, corrupt.
Specifically on like a holy area that has been sullied with.
I don't know about you, but I don't think this place is really fit to be for us, for our people.
I definitely saw something.
Yeah, I mean,
whether it's moved on or not.
I believe you, but if you've seen something, there could be anything.
It might have been some kind of beast. I can't sense everything, so.
Yeah. Look like the sense of these things. Another. God, if it's.
Or it's gone.
It's gone. Yeah.
It might seem.
And we still haven't checked out that main room.
Yeah, we should probably do a full check before we write this place off, or come back with a report.
Well, how many
sneak attacks do it?
How many times can you do that in Kalidas?
One more time today. I'm feeling very tired.
So you're our best hope for sensing any more of these things, or whatever Balin described.
Can you sense only undead?
Before we go in the building? No, it's kind of like places of, I guess, good and evil. If you were to reduce it to a basic.
Oh well, that's
understanding. Good. But yeah, it's I can't sense anything like that at the moment.
Okay, well, keep sharp. So much for the diplomatic approach.
Well, we tried.
I think it was the elder.
Shield it has.
I guess if we have a moment.
Don't worry. Yes, well, you messed up this time, but next time you'll give it another shot.
Well, I mean, Yas did really good in combat this time. You smacked them all across the walls.
Did you guys see how good I was with my trident?
Yeah, that was amazing.
The trident was pretty
It
impressive.
was excellent work.
That mole trident was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I'm glad I'm on this side. All of this.
I feel like I need to get more of these soon, and she shows her like healer's kit, because you guys keep dropping. Hey, look at Balin.
Yeah, Balin's like One Piece reference. He's wrapped up like Zora.
Thanks for the patch up.
He's wrapped up like Usopp.
No,
He's up like a mummy, top of toes and
no problem, Balin. We're keeping each other alive. It's just normal.
Yeah.
Let me rifle through these bones real quick. I'll just do an investigation. Someone can help if they want, just to see what I can find. Anything besides that.
Sure.
I'll keep watch on the, I guess, entranceway here.
What was the emblem on the main dude?
I will show you a picture of it. And when you identify it, I will show you what it does. Here's the golden boss.
Oh, fuck
okay.
yeah. So cool.
It's got it glows again in the light, and it's like a curled up dog on the front.
Is that the shield, or was that?
That's part of the shield. Yeah.
That's
wood
the central bit on it.
When you go to pick up the pieces of it, the wood basically crumbles in your hands. It's soaked. It's soaked and rotten. The only bit of it that's magical is this the central part.
Do I find anything else for the 21 or not?
Obviously, you find the sword, which is this.
Oh,
it's huge!
Oh my god!
It's a short sword.
Nice.
And it's completely made of metal. And if you suspect it could be it could be mithril in that it's a similar color, but it seems different in construction to some of the mithril stuff you've seen. Hard to say.
Right.
And definitely very magical, both of these things. His cloak, while it is high quality at one point, it is now very old. Maybe made out of some silk-like, very strong material, but it is kind of tattered to pieces now. There's evidence.
I'd like to take it if I can.
Sure, yeah, you can have it.
We still have the banner from the Elven wreckage. Maybe we should keep them together as trophies.
Yeah.
Of course, and by the time you get back, the tailor will be able to trying to figure out what design was on the flag. When you guys next see him, I haven't drawn it yet. Souls.
Wynne, do you wish to what did the inscription say?
Oh, it was just saying about how this guy was it born or?
Yeah, this is like commemorating the place of this person's birth, essentially. And there's a year. If you can make an investment check now that you have more time to see what year the year might have been.
And it's a separate plaque. It's not carved, right?
Yeah, it's like a metal bronze or something plaque that's hanging off the statue at this point.
So we can take that as well.
You'll notice that the statue is incredibly delicate, and if you'd ever if you'd hit it with anything, it would immediately have fallen apart.
Can you take a sketch of this guy's face or anything distinctive about him, Fernbrand?
Of the statue? Yeah, I see what you mean.
Just in case anyone else sort of recognises this guy.
Oh, yeah, we should have some evidence of this guy.
Yeah, Miss Fernbrand, you could take one of your flash things.
Phil!
Mil,
Excuse me. What?
Sorry.
What?
We're just asking you to take a picture of the statue.
Oh, of course. I get out my etch a sketch. Film. There we go.
My eyes!
Yeah, don't look at it, silly.
Enceladus, now that the uneasy feeling you had around these skeletons before has gone. They are now, as far as you can tell, kind of just bones. Just old bones.
The old bones. Quick, let's smash them all before they get back up again.
I think they're thoroughly smashed now. Yeah.
His shoulders drop a little bit in relief.
Alright, if I don't find anything else, then sure.
I'll investigate. Let me just check. The rest of them are armed very similarly. You can also tell from the scraps of armor they were wearing that it was a uniform. They're all wearing the same thing. The central one didn't appear to actually have scraps of armor, just scraps of clothing. Again, hard to not really any way of telling it, but it would have. You think it probably would have been a similar, maybe an ochre, like a darker yellow or mustardy sort of color, but not actually armored, just carrying a shield and sword.
All right.
We've seen elven skeletons now. Like
Oh, sure,
we saw
right.
them on the island when we like burnt all the bodies.
Yeah.
And
These-
I mean, well, we made a medicine check earlier and we didn't know. Like,
Sure.
yeah.
These ones are very damaged at this point because of what you guys did to them.
Yeah.
But they weren't. They weren't in. They were like clean and pristine, but they weren't like perfect. It's hard to say.
This is an elf statue, right?
It's got a pointy ear.
I actually don't have an enderfoil prepared today, but
Oh no.
we'll just do it at the end of the session.
Sure.
I don't think you need it prepared to cast it as a ritual.
Do I
Oh
not?
yeah, You could, yeah.
No,
Wow, I didn't know that. That's
How long does it take to cast as a ritual?
10 minutes.
10 or
10
11.
minutes. Okay. Oh, fine. Then I'll.
Or is that just if you have a ritual book?
It might, yeah, because it might be
know.
specific. Because I think the wizard's ritual cost.
Yeah, because the wizard has a better ritual casting, doesn't it?
It's fine. We'll get to it later.
Sure. Yeah, we'll do it then. It's fine. But yeah, those are the two things that you find on his course. And yeah, everyone else has bronze or iron. Kind of hard to tell. They're both they're all very twisted and rusted at this point. Well, rusted is iron, but yeah, decrepit. At this point, all identical sort of stuff going on, but nothing on them of value that you can see. Around the room, this appears to have been. And the inside is still flint, but it's been smoothed out more on the inside to make a sort of uniform surface, which is not like what we've seen. But the rest of the flint walls are very. So this seems to have been an important room, but beyond that, it's hard to say what was in there. If anything was out, anything that's missing isn't there, so you can't. Don't know if it was meant to be there or not. As it were.
Right.
Anyway.
Well,
Is there any more places to check out here?
There's the main building we haven't looked in yet.
There's the big building, and there's the rest of the ruins you see around look pretty similar to what you've gone past already. If you were to, you could spend some time later checking out the rest of it. It's not a huge area, as I say. It's probably not even a mile across these ruins, so it wouldn't take super long to look through everything. But so you go to the big main.
If we're done here, then if there's anything else here, it's probably going to be in that big building.
Sure.
I reckon we do a lap around, get the bearings on it, check what entrances there are before we go knocking on the front door. And,
Sure.
and Kaladis, if you want to check if there's anything in it with whatever it is you do, then
Do you need line of sight for divine sense, by the way, or does it go through walls or anything?
I don't think it goes through walls, but you may want to repost it because it does say in the description.
it does just say you detect within 60 foot of you that's not behind total cover.
Yep.
Okay, but a wall would be total cover.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. You guys can't. You go up to this building again. I'll put it back on it so you can the little picture of it.
We didn't recognise the statue at all, by the way, did we?
It appears to be
Just an
a
elven
somewhat
man.
elven man. There's the statue again there. It's very beat up and like bits are missing. So there's no defining features. It seems it's an heroic pose, I guess. But no. But it hasn't. But it's kind of weirdly lacking any defining. Then, it's got a pointy ear and is wearing, I guess, a tunic of a sort.
The other guy who died with the sword and shield, he didn't have any armor either. That's a connection. I'm not saying it's correct.
Yes, yes.
He went
The
for
naked
armor.
man.
I think that's the height of hubris to die
Excellent
defending a
point.
statue of yourself.
Of yourself, yeah. Why not?
Man, I look awesome!
You could have been
he's
like their king or something, I don't know.
Again, when you approached him, when he was sort of crouched over in front of it, as in the picture there, but sort of not quite kneeling
Well,
before
the
it.
plaque
But
seemed like it was written about someone from the past and put in
Well,
from the perspective of the
yeah.
plat, right? Oh, right.
Oh, really?
Right, yeah.
oh yeah, sorry. Looking at the year, did you want more clearly now that you've got better time?
Sure.
You see that the year again, it's been sort of crusted over, but it says 0.
Oh,
Year,
cool.
the first year.
Yeah, I like that. That means they've somehow set up their own calendar then, I guess.
So that means that almost certainly this person's birth was what began their calendar.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Unless it's a coincidence.
He's Jesus.
Jesus,
So-
it's statue of Jesus.
So-
Now that you've named Jesus Christ. No, none of that.
So the figure is either a servant or worshipper. That would be my guess from their protestation.
Well, they came back to tear it down.
Yeah. And sure, it was never rebuilt.
Maybe like a religious figure.
Yes. Could you make a insight for? It's quite a hard one, but I want to give you the opportunity to.
Okay. Here we go.
I've insight trained.
Yeah, but you're not the relevant one for this. Sorry, no, it's specifically him.
I'm sure someone.
Yeah, that's great.
Three.
No worries. Don't worry about it, man.
I'm sure someone.
It's not even a thing.
It's one of my better skills.
I know, right?
It's passive.
Yeah, two. Oh no, one even.
Holy shit, man.
All of your better skills is a 1.
Yeah.
At least it's
I think my highest stat is the same as your lowest.
He's got.
What's your lowest stat?
10 in charisma.
Oh, there you go.
10. Okay, so yeah, I'm a bit better than that.
That's why Win is sort of short because he's so perfect, but he doesn't really like spend much time talking to people. Everyone's too busy like going.
He's He's
I
so
wouldn't-
self-absorbed.
I can't. I can't talk to him. He'll just ignore me. He's so perfect.
Is there a day on the calendar, or is it just the
Sorry?
0? Is there a day on it, or is it just
No,
the...
nothing that you can see. No.
Day 1, year 0.
Even
Just
more.
the first hour. No, it's not that detailed.
Surely someone back from the ship must know how our calendar runs.
Well, you guys know that the current year is 4
It's 499, right?
because your calendar is based on when the first refugees arrived
Okay.
Gabble and formed Gabble. That was when they made this new calendar for themselves.
Oh, so we have different.
So it might even be our calendar.
Yeah, we don't even know. This year 0 could have been yesterday.
Yeah.
No.
We look around, I mean.
Yeah.
Seems
You're,
very
you're
unlikely.
totally right, Orion.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Maybe a wizard did it.
Could have been a fucking wizard, man. Gross.
I've seen some mending before. Maybe they cast unmending on them.
Breaking.
I'm thinking of formulas for mending because my one's obviously
Do
an
you think there's an
alchemy
evil Miss
structure.
Fernbrand?
Oh shit.
Just running around, destroying everything slowly.
Mending things.
Let me heal your wounds. They do kill you then. Damn.
That's 16. Okay, so you guys approach this round building again, and now that you've got closer, you can see again the outside of this. But again, it is completely smooth. It's like it's been like chipped or sanded even to be smooth on the outside. There's not a crack in it, apart from above. You can't really see that closely high up where it seems to be more damaged. And there's a ring of very narrow windows. They're probably, I mean, I've drawn them bigger there than they actually are. They're probably only they're like slits. They're like 2 inches wide.
Are they actually arrow slits, though?
They seem narrower than arrow slits, to be honest.
Okay.
Peepholes.
Balin would definitely do a walk around of the building itself. Oh, is that the only sort of front door, or...?
The doors are iron, aren't they?
It's a huge metal door, and this is completely pristine, not damaged at all. There's even a path leading up to it, and the door has there's an inscription on the door quite deep in Elvish, which it's in the old Elvish that you've kind of been seeing, but you can figure out like the sounds and the words, and it's called the word says index on the front, across the door.
Index.
And you're walking around the building.
Oh.
A large building, no other entrances.
Index. Huge site at the end of a long road. Statue to a guy in a building with index on it. I'm wondering if this is a storage of place. It's a monument more than anything.
I think this is the way this works as well. You can tell that the door is magical as well. Like you guys have magical sensitivity. You can tell.
I could cast detect magic as a ritual.
Okay, sure. Well, doing that, you would understand more about what it is. Sure.
I have no spell slots, but it don't matter.
Yeah, if you do that.
School of Magic. Oh, now I've got to look up the School of Magic.
Oh boy.
God damn it. Let me just look.
Just tell us a spell.
Probably enchantment.
No, you can't tell us the spell.
No, I can't do that. You can. The door has been sealed with a very, very powerful spell.
Okay.
You don't know what spell.
Is there a door handle?
There is no door handle.
Someone sealed this with something extremely strong. So either they really want someone in, or they didn't want something let out.
Maybe your ice trident could work.
But there's a hole in the roof, isn't there?
Yeah, I was going to
There is
say
a hole in the roof.
conventional wisdom might win out over magical means.
It's pretty high up and it's smooth, so it's going to be a pain in the ass to climb. You probably have to go get a big ladder.
It's 60 foot high, isn't it?
No grappling hook?
Grappling hook, a good throw could get you up there. Yeah.
Does anyone have one?
He does have. He does have
I know what's in an
athletics, so
explorer's
that could
pack.
help.
I assume.
Can you? I can get
I've
up.
got a grappling hook.
You can.
You can check what was in
Oh
there.
yeah. There's a solution.
I can get up there.
Not much, it's an extra.
If you give me a rope, I can get up
I
there.
have a 50-foot hemp
I've
rope.
got.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've got
rope.
100 foot of rope and a grappling
You
hook.
don't look like
Okay, well there you go. You guys can get enough rope together to get up.
I cast levitate on myself.
Now this I want to. Okay.
Oh,
the
that
wind
thing.
blowing around you, the snow. Yes, it floats.
I mean, it's deliberate this time, I guess, right?
I close my eyes, kind of angle my hands down, and slowly kind of rise. And 20 foot around, I float up to the roof.
Sure. You see again a huge break in this roof. The roof appears to be, and the outside of this is not quite as pristine as below, in the flint work, as it were. And the roof appears to have been made out of slate slats that have been, and there's a wooden frame underneath that has collapsed in into a room that's very weather worn. But you can find a place to attach a grappling hook.
Yeah, I hook the rope in somewhere. I kind of land a little awkwardly. I'm still getting used to that one.
So no one saw.
Yeah, I nearly fall back down. And I catch myself and levitate again because last a minute.
Did you find the big monster?
No, just bad footing.
I think it's abjuration.
Oh, what, the door?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, protection magic.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I find a good spot to latch the grappling hook, like into the thatch. Is it thatched?
No, it's like it's a slate, big
Slate.
slate off of the roof. Yeah.
Okay, I hook it really into like between two of the slats.
Yeah, and there's like a wooden frame beneath that's not in the best neck, but it'll hold.
I try and go for the slats because they look more sturdy.
Okay, sure.
I don't want it to just rot away and yank.
Sure. So long as you guys go up one at a time, yeah, you guys will be able to climb up.
Okay.
This is what you've come across appears to have been. Well, make some investigations or whatever you want to. However you want to do. It's a room full of like boxes, and there is a what do you call it? A hatch. That's the word. Like a you know what I mean? A door in the floor.
Yeah. Storage, called it. Although what's below us is anyone's guess.
Good.
Could be a prison.
What if the hatch is protected?
Yeah.
You also you're in like literally the topmost. Am I on the right level? Yes. Like you're in like this bit. It's very it's the very top of this building.
I would like to investigate some of the boxes just quickly while we're.
Sure.
Sure, help me.
Help me. You open up some of the boxes. They appear to contain A lot of dust, some cobwebs.
Yep.
And
What I expected.
there's a lot of bolts of paper, as in like rolled up paper, in one of the boxes. It's very old. It kind of appears to be... It's been protected by the box, but it's like... It's not really usable anymore.
Anything written on it, or is it blank?
That's blank paper, isn't it? You found like a storage for paper, actually.
That's fair. Okay.
Opening up another box, you actually find there's what appears to have been maybe even like ink, a sort of not a barrel of ink, but like a small. It's again kind of dried up and not really usable anymore. It's not been kept pristine and clean.
Sure.
There's more boxes. There's quite a lot up here. It would take you like into the night to like search everything thoroughly.
I'm just gonna like brush over. It's just generic storage. There's nothing really there.
I'll check
Scholarly storage. There's a theme to it, but yeah. You're gonna go for the hatch, you said?
Yeah, I'll check over the hatch to make sure it's is it locked? Is it trapped? I suppose, but
it seems the wooden hatch seems undisturbed. It doesn't have like a big counterweight with a hammer hanging above it. Nothing obvious. If you want to make a check of some sort, of course I'll let you.
Sure, I'll check it over. What check do you want for that?
Probably investigation. Unless you don't want to touch it.
Well, we're going to be lifting it up in a second, so yeah.
Looks fine. It's a hatch. It's got a ring on it for pulling on.
Cool.
Nice! I'll pull it!
I'll pull a ring! Nice!
Hold, let me...
That's one thing you got to know about Orion. He can't resist a ring pull if he sees it.
Can't resist knockers.
He can't resist a call to adventure.
Exactly. On sale at Abbey
I
Dale
really
Brewery
wanted to
now.
knock on the front door, but I understood we should.
You didn't touch the door. Very sad.
No, we didn't. Well, I didn't touch it, but I wanted to.
Do you put on it? Do you?
Yeah, I pull on it.
It doesn't move.
Oh.
It doesn't open. It like shifts, but it does. It's not like stuck magically. It's just shut. You reckon if you had some help and maybe a good old strength check, maybe you could wrench it open.
I do have a crowbar.
Oh yeah.
Oh, crowbar. What are the crowbar rules?
We will get out our crowbars.
I love. Instant success because you're using the items. It gives
advantage to strength checks.
We'll get out our crowbars and just start bashing the shit out of it.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Men.
Make a strength.
Oh, Miss Fernbrand, yeah, men.
Yeah.
I'll say a small prayer to myself and do guide. Oh no, I can't.
Almighty Tiamat, give me the strength to cross. It's only skill checks.
As much as I like begrudge it, I know Orion's a bit stronger than me, so I hand him.
You get the crow and it pops open, like it cracks open. The wood snaps. And you can see that it was attached to what was underneath. Appears to be going under the floorboards as well. The same metal that the door is made of. Another hatch, but that was like this door was bolted to essentially.
Oh, so it's like double.
Looking under the floorboards, it looks like there's like a shell around the inside of this essentially.
That is really odd.
Would I need to check magic in, or would I be able to tell pretty quickly?
You
could
recognize
that
it's you think it's probably the same one.
Okay. Sure.
Did you see anything through the holes and?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you did. You could try and peek through on your way up. Sure.
Yeah. I mean, I've still got it for like a while, so I can go down and check.
Sure. Yeah. As you go, take a peek through the slits. It's dark in there. Do you have any sort of dark vision?
Oh, I've got something for you. If you need something.
Oh, you have your watch, don't you?
I've got more than that. And Miss Fernbrand hands you her goggles.
It's a handgun.
And you put them on. Here,
nice. Yes, the goggles. Oh, that's going to be very handy. Yeah.
Oh.
And now you have dark vision.
Oh my.
Because I'm lending you my goggles of dark vision.
And it's dim, right? Everywhere's dim because it's like night.
Yeah, it's currently all dim. It's going to be dark soon.
So suddenly I see like how all you guys see.
Yeah. Oh, excellent. So yeah, you float down to. Again, they're very narrow. It's difficult to get a good look at what's inside, but you're floating around, like getting from angles, figure out. It looks like there's a library on the inside, like shelves with books or something, paper, and there are tapestries hanging from the top of the ceiling. It's one big room.
Right.
You can't really see what's on the tapestries. They look very well preserved, but they look like they have big, simplistic, sort of gestural images on them. Quite brightly coloured, but again, from this distance, it's kind of hard to see. You can make a perception, and I could give you maybe some more.
Alright, I'll give it a go.
Something more information.
I'd like to say that the goggles of night seeing make my eyes look twice as big in the goggles.
Of course they do, yes. It'd probably be... no, it wouldn't be advanced. So just a straight...
Yeah. Perception.
Big rolls. Hey,
Okay.
it's not too bad.
On one of them, you see what looks like some sort of monster and a man sort of facing it. On another, you see another sort of humanoid figure and a bunch of animals. And the other ones you can't quite see because they are in a there's something covering them that you can't quite tell. One of them's caught on one of the shelves as well. And you also notice that there is a spiral staircase in the center of this round room going down.
Alright, I float back up. In fact, I think probably it would run out and I'd have to use the rope to climb back up. It's a library.
Oh, very interesting.
Cool, man.
No, it's good, but I'm also a little worried. The big figure you described, Balin, you said he was holding something. Was it a book?
I don't think so. I would have said pipe, but I didn't get a good look at it. But...
Well, we had to break this open, right? So it couldn't have been down here.
It could have sealed it behind itself. I'm just worried we bumped into the librarian.
Right.
You you can't tell how fresh this magic is, can you?
That would take a couple of maybe some good arcanas to learn about this magic that's going on. I'll accept those. A combined effort, I think.
If something came in and sealed it, it has to be new. Otherwise, I think wager the same people that broke down that statue shut this place up.
Maybe Miss Fernbrand and Orion and Wynn, because I'm not very familiar with magic. I just really know how to, win.
You know how to blow
You're
people
not
to the
familiar
wall.
with magic, Mr. Levitating.
I don't know what I do.
You're doing well.
It's a damn sight more than I've managed in 50 years, so I'll give you that.
I mean, I can't shoot a crossbow.
No, but you can learn to shoot a crossbow.
I can't wear armor.
You can learn to wear armor, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you can learn to do
magic.
this. I mean, that's literally what a wizard is.
What's your int again? Anyway. So, do you want to make some? Does anyone make any?
No.
Sure. I'll try and
checks. Sure, and probably you and who else has any like knowledge? The closest would be Enceladus because he's friends with a wizard.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trained in Arcana because it's like that is again.
Sure.
It's, again, a lot of this is quite new to me.
Do you want to give me
well.
some pointers? You seem to have some knowledge about magic.
I can.
Yeah, you can
I
give
have
us
2
one.
Arcana. I can give a. I'm. Not,
Right.
Yeah, I've been around.
Yeah, you've been detecting magic.
Well, good that you were there. There you go.
Right. So, this spell, whatever it is, if it was one that has lasted as long as it seems to have, was cast, a long time ago, must be incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
it's not like deteriorating over time as far as.
Does magic do that?
Well, some spells have a duration.
It's true.
Yeah, but some of them are. Well, I guess I wouldn't know.
Well, you wouldn't know.
Or
Yeah,
some
the-
have to be like, they have to be like. You have to
Repeatedly cast over long
cast
periods
them,
of time, yeah.
Yeah, but then but then it's like indefinite.
It does not seem to be like recently cast, as it were.
Yeah.
There's no like taste in the air, like big spells going on.
Yeah, there's no component parts.
And there's no evidence of like a big like drawing of like a sigil around it or anything like that. Not that there's maybe
What
there
is
was at one point, but
Yeah.
there may have been one,
There
or
isn't.
it may not have been cast. But again, something very powerful. Also, because you guys are using intelligent thinking of this and look. I assume do you go back outside and look at like the front door?
I would, yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
but I mean,
Yeah.
we're spending some time here because the idea is to
Yeah.
investigate. So.
The name Index sounds familiar to you, and you remember the diary that you guys found on the ice island. Mentioned something about it. You guys probably have a copy of the translation.
So how was it brought up?
Oh, but we've sealed the index.
sealed
I've
the
begged
index.
some dudes to. His duty keeps him.
Yeah.
We've sealed the index. Why?
Well, it's the people that-
Where did we see the index written?
It's on the door. It's literally
on the door.
it's in Elvish on.
Seems, I would surmise that
The dog is upon us.
they've sealed it to protect the information inside from being taken by the treacherous tyrant, perhaps.
I'm going
Okay.
to go on a limb
Well-
and guess that famous statue is our tyrant.
That's not a bad suggestion, and I wouldn't disagree with it.
I suggest that we get some help from some wiser people.
Yeah, this is a bit above
So-
my pay grade.
Yes. I suppose I definitely suspect Galatea may have some,
Yeah.
some advice
what-
on what she can.
What time is it?
It's late now. It'd probably be like 7:00. So it's now fully on. It's fully night, and
It's
it is
fully on.
it's now dark.
It's on, guys. Party
The night
time.
is fully on, and the snow is continuing.
Some have described it as being on.
This
Folk won't want to move this late at night,
Oh,
especially after all we've been through. I say we spend another hour or so scouring the grounds, making sure there's no other bone-based surprises here, and then we head back down to
He
camp.
says, grabbing his crotch.
Was there?
Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Was there another building, or was that the one that had the skeleton statue in it?
That was the one that's got the
Okay, sure,
most
sure,
like
sure,
complete
sure.
building. was-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dope.
Do you want? I guess if you want to do like a perimeter search, you guys can make.
Everyone just want to try and open the door.
Take on
no, no one's tried that.
No, I'm not an idiot.
I'll do it. I'll
As
do
much
it.
as I like to portray
Come on,
myself.
man.
if you
So we can say that. I don't know, pussy.
Show us how powerful
You,
we
Little
are.
fucking pussy, mate.
if you goad me into opening the door, I'll open it. Sure.
I mean-
I would not do that because I think it's very dangerous. Put it in
So
danger.
you won't.
I will say when
It's strong enough.
we could maybe try that, but how about we try it next time when we're a bit more fresh? We've had a
I
pretty
think
long
when
day.
we need
We can potentially bring people back from the dead. You mean?
I'm very
Oh, there's no rush.
Maybe,
This building's been here for eons. It's not going to go tomorrow, is it?
Could be.
maybe it's a
The building rises
command.
up and it shoots.
there's
Maybe it's a command word.
there's no footprints
Oh,
are
true.
there, of anything
What
else.
do you mean?
that is there.
Index? Cluck cluck. Oh.
I guess we could read through and just use all the proper nouns that are said within the book.
There is that all Woodfarrand guy
Yeah.
Hmm.
who looks like he potentially sealed the index,
Well, what about the sword and the?
or he stayed
boss?
behind, maybe. Hmm.
Could they be connected?
Hmm. It's just such incomplete information. It's difficult.
If it's linked to the diary, running this by the count's not a bad idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
that's what
family, in a way, I guess.
Hmm. If he knows anything
I
about
don't-
this,
I don't. What are we gonna say to the count about bringing people here?
We'll be honest. We'll say what we found. We say what we fought.
I think
There's
I think
nothing
we can
else.
stay here.
Do you still think? But we don't know if the figure still lurks.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I can see neither sight nor sound of it, so... But if it's...
Balin, could you make an check?
What check, please?
Insight, please.
Insight.
But there's no footprints in the snow anywhere.
Yeah, you're beginning to like doubt what you saw was even like, because you saw it when what you saw when you were running. You just felt there was something weird over there, and then when you were dying, you thought you saw that, but there's zero evidence of anything over.
Perhaps it was just a vision. Or an
Also,
illusion.
You're doubting yourself at this point.
A mile is the longest distance. If there is a creature out there, it will find us on the beach or find us here.
Yeah.
It's just more defensible, so let's just stay here, I think.
Well, it didn't do these people much good.
Well, I don't know if they were...
But anyway,
We don't know what happened to them. It was probably a long time ago. How long ago was the journal written? Like a few hundred years?
Well, the journal stretched from more than 500 years ago to 50 years ago.
Okay, wow.
The most recent ones were about 50 years ago. The first ones seem to be about 510.
As they were leaving.
Yeah, so I reckon, like 500 years ago, this probably happened. It's been a while.
Right, let's I guess. This report we found, I would probably suggest moving off the beach in general anyway. So, if not to here, at least we know. Yeah, okay, let's go.
There's always the outskirts of the. You don't have to go. You don't have to.
We haven't got to camp everyone by the big arcane lock.
Yeah.
That's true.
Put a little rope fence.
Can we find if anyone can dispel magic out of the crew?
You know that the best wizard on board is definitely Nevo.
Can we see if Nevo
I know.
knows anything about that?
Nevo is a good friend of mine, and I don't think he can do that.
Absolute Nevo is going to destroy that lock. He's going to flick it with a little finger and it's going to fly open.
See? It could happen, I don't know.
I know Nevo's got 4,000 IQ, but I don't think
he uses all his time watching.
Yeah, exactly. He's unprepared for this arcane lock.
I guess that's beyond our
Nevo could probably do some research, though.
Yes.
Nevo's got some materials. He remembers some things.
He's more
He's
serious
a
than I.
fucking nerd.
Don't you say that about my friend.
Oh, fuck.
Nevo's
Only I get to call him that.
It's true.
Is he the one with the pointy hat?
Yes.
Yes.
He seems cool.
He's a beast. So you guys all... You're going to go back. Are you going to leave anyone here to sit around, or are you going to all just go back?
Or
do you want to investigate? Oh, do you want to investigate the bridge at all while you're here?
I'd definitely give that a look.
Yeah, I would just ignore it.
Else, but we're right by it, so...
Oh, that was the thing I wanted to say. You know, you gave your crowbar over to Orion in Kalidas.
Yes.
You guys all live on that boat, like, forever, right? Like, all together. Like, when you're adventuring around.
Yeah, yeah. We make camp, but...
Does that mean that, like, are you, like, very protective about your personal belongings, then? Because it's, like, sharing space. Is there, like, your name written on the crowbar?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Give me a bit, my goggles.
I've definitely scratched it in with a nail or something over the, etched it in, yeah.
Yeah. I was just thinking little things like that, because you probably all crammed together with the newbies.
It definitely used to say someone else's name and
crossed over it. No, me and Orion get on along quite well because of the similar age. But there's territorial stuff on that ship for sure.
Saturn is definitely looking to steal it at some point because Saturn's a dick.
God, I don't like him.
Saturn's a bit of a lazy piece of shit and definitely would take your crowbar as soon as he can.
If he came,
He's been eyeing your crowbar for
He's
envious
been eyeing
eyes.
that crowbar for...
That is another matter.
Whenever you go on a slightly dangerous, Saturn says you better leave that crowbar. You don't want to lose that.
Do you reckon you need that crowbar?
I better leave with me for safekeep.
If you die, I'll get his crowbar.
No, Pluto's like, no, it's going to me. Next to kin.
It's definitely going to Pluto.
That's all written on the crowbar.
It's got
I
a
haven't written a
paper
will
clone.
yet. I haven't thought that through.
That'd be fun. A character whose will is written onto all of his items.
It's like a school kid. He's got things labelled. It's next of kin, not their own stuff. That'd be funny. Oh,
If
Yeah.
found dead, please give 2 blank.
please return to. Right. Yes. Do you want to investigate the bridge?
Hello, look around on the bridge.
Looking at the path from the main building and the building with the statue in it, it lines up perfectly with the bridge. Like it's a straight line through to that. The path through the ruins is pretty bad, especially towards the outskirts where it's been, well, it's missing essentially.
Sure.
But there is a point where the bridge comes in, and it makes a sort of little loop back around onto itself. And you can see that, again, yes, it's definitely not made of flint. In fact, you can't tell how it was made. It doesn't have, like, bricks. It appears to be solid. And the surface of the bridge has sort of ridges, like along it on the inside, like a gully, not very, like maybe like an inch deep and an inch wide, running down it essentially, down the middle. So do you want to walk out onto the bridge at all? It's not wide. It's probably about 15 to 20 feet wide at most.
Probably take a few steps out onto it just to get a view of the vista.
Okay. So as you walk out a little bit further onto it, and you see slightly up ahead there's something written into the surface that you can't read. Well, actually, what are your languages?
Common, Elvish, Orc.
Okay, so you can recognize Elvish script again, and actually, as you approach,
Yeah, sure.
you actually see that it's written in multiple languages, some of which you do not recognize. Not in common, but in some other stuff as well. What were the other ones again? Sorry, I need to memorize what languages you guys know.
You just need to click it.
Elvish and Orcish for me.
Okay, so you see the Elvish, you don't recognize this. It is neither Infernal nor Gnome either.
Damn it.
No, rip.
It's
Oh,
a
you
primordial.
It's not primordial. It's not Sylvan.
Come on, guys, put your languages in one thing.
There is some Draconic though.
I already know one language.
Well,
And
I'm
there's one
sorry,
more.
I didn't know you were so stupid.
I know.
How are you communicating with all of us?
There is another language on the bridge that none of you, I guess, understand. So that's fine. And the script reads something along the lines of "Show loyalty to the king." Balin, I guess you would have stepped, right?
Yeah.
So it's quite big on the ground, but to read it quite clearly, you probably have to get quite close again because you're translating it, and it's the bridge is not pristine like the other magical things that you've seen. It appears, again, it's hard to say what has made it, but it is not like it hasn't fallen apart in the same way, but it's not also perfect.
Yeah.
The closest statues along the bridge, as you approach the text, you feel slightly odd, slightly almost like a dream. Everything begins to sort of slow down, and you look up, and you see that one of the statues is looking at you now.
What?
You lock eyes with it, and the snow is it tumbles lazily across your eyes. Looking at the statue, it appears to be covered in very, very small, detailed engravings now that you're close enough to see it. Not of words, just of patterns across its body. Still very simplistic in shape, but incredibly detailed work.
Show loyalty to the king.
Is it doing anything? Oh, it's looking at me, isn't it?
It's looking at you.
I take a step back.
As you step away, colour sort of returns to the world and things come back to normal, and it appears to... you before now that you've stepped away from it, you're not even sure if it was looking at you to begin with. But it doesn't feel like it's looking at you anymore.
This place is beginning to mess with my head. Do you guys see anything just now?
No.
Statue.
Yeah.
Statue.
Are you feeling all right, friend?
Yeah, I mean, you've probably lost
Too
a
many
bit of
blocks to the
blood.
head, am I right?
Yeah, I've
Someone
hit the ground too many times.
I take a step forward again.
Again, the same thing happens again, and you feel, and you
Do we notice the
again,
face on it?
Maybe it's an elven thing. Win, do you feel fine?
if you're looking at the statue. Eh?
Yeah.
Now that you're paying attention, that he's drawn attention to it, Orion, you do think, yeah, that it's kind of hard to see. It's not. It's not. The snow is kind of obscuring things a little bit, but it does look like it is now facing him. Not like full body, just the head, which is incredible. The reason why it's hard to tell is that the face doesn't really have any detail to it. It's just sort of blank. Again, they have sort of there's like a ragged little scraps of cloth hanging off it. So maybe at one point it had a thing that made it more clear that it had a face. But yeah, something turns on its body when he steps closer.
From where we came from, is there a sign of
Gavel.
yeah, a sign of
Falling to one's knee.
falling to one's knee? Yeah,
I
bowing.
would take a knee.
yeah. I didn't know if there was something specific because it has to be the elven version.
Sure.
Or the original version.
Not that you're aware of the culture that you guys are from. It's not. There's elven influences every now and again, but the elves sort of keep themselves mostly in Ramstead.
I guess spinning. I think that must be it.
I think it must be spinning.
Spinning.
You drop to a knee, but you still can't really break your gaze away from its not face.
No, I'm taking a...
Maybe you should not stop looking at this thing, but this place is certainly giving me the creeps as well.
It's a little far out to get to this part of the bridge. It's a good like sort of 60, 70 meters out. But you do see from this bridge that these statues are dotted sort of once every sort of 100 meters, or slightly less than that, I think, along the bridge as far as you can see.
Yeah, I'm no magic expert, but getting near these things is maybe it's just messing with my head. But if it holds your gaze, it really does. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like time slows to a crawl the closer you get. I don't think this bridge is safe. At least not till we know more about it.
Yeah, but where do we sleep today? Where do our people sleep?
I think everyone's sheltering up in the boats. The night's long anyway. I don't think people are going to trek up here at this time. But in the morning,
Trek up when it's safer.
Yeah.
Agreed. I just hope
depending how long we feel like we're going to be here,
I just
might
hope
fell
the sea
some trees.
devils aren't coming to the night. In the night.
That's when they like to attack.
Well, with any luck, Orion, your Triton buddies will be back.
But they need to sleep as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm concerned. I really do want to see if everyone's fine.
But they would come first to the... Well, it's at the end of the day, it's not our decision to make. We'll tell them what we found, and we'll see what options we take.
And bring in what we found as well, the blade, the shield.
Right.
The boats are scattered, right?
Yeah, they're not... They've run up onto the shore. They're not there... But yeah, some of them will probably definitely need to be repaired if they are to be seaworthy. But there's none of them are sort of like exploded on the side. The Breath of Fire Langan is in the water, but it's not sailable, and it's at a sort of 45-degree angle. So people could get in it and sleep in it, but it would be difficult, and also it's not like it's not safely on shore at all.
Yeah.
I was also talking about how spread out the ships are.
They're quite spread out. They're not consolidated.
Because the Sahagwin attacked the lone ships before.
Yep.
And I don't think it would be very good for people to be sleeping in isolated little pockets without defense. I think being here might be the best just because of how wrecked the fleet is.
You know that the ship has supplies for, like, it has tents and stuff. They're not great, but that coupled with the walls and the ruined walls that there are, they will provide some cover to the weather, and if people bring up firewood and such, they will be able to keep warm.
So the question
at least for this
is,
night.
are we gonna be worried about the creature that Balin saw, or are we gonna be worried about more of the sea devils?
If it wasn't for these creepy statues, I don't know if there are things here. I don't know what I saw, but this whole place is a bit weird. But
Well, I think we're just gonna have to accept that there's going to be weird, regardless.
I think both options
nothing
are
to do with
definitely
it.
dangerous.
we've cleared the threats we can see.
Yeah.
Made this place best safe we can. All we can do is leave it in the Count's hand. We'll tell him what we saw, what we fought, show him what we found.
Agreed.
Best keep well, unless any of you want to take a look at this writing and see if those statues mess you up the same way as they do me. But
And if there is one big creepy skeleton man, I'm sure Stars or the other Dragonborn could deal with it.
yeah,
Fucking Stars unreal.
I mean,
Ken's gonna put a bullet in its head.
I mean, they're
He's
all,
not part of Stars.
Oh yeah, Ken's his own. Sorry.
I mean, they
His
are.
own man.
They may be rookies, but they are more trained than some of us. I guess.
They're just crookies. Useless. Okay, so you'll head back as your group again. You'll be able to keep clear of any of the like explicitly magic stuff that's going on here, and some people like the Dragon will probably opt to stay near their ship and maybe in a tent. Well, maybe you'll have to convince them either way. We'll see. So you'll head back down with the scope. The telescope. You can see that they're around. The fire is still going, not quite as big as it was before, but there are tents being put up near it, and like things are being unpacked from the breath that is in full swing.
Before you guys head to bed today, could you find me later? I've got a surprise for you all. You can bring a friend if you want.
Ooh.
Oh.
that's
A
someone
+1.
Yeah, maybe I will. It's
Maybe you can invite the Count's daughter.
Nah.
Oh,
Winky face. Oh no.
no one knows I met with her.
No, it was Enkel's idea.
I don't know what you're talking about.
How dare.
be one way to see in a new year.
Look, a combat knife. Anyway, sorry. That's not how you smart. Anyway, so you guys have arrived back. It's late. It's night, but it's not. It's been a long day for everyone.
Yeah.
Probably longest for you guys.
Yeah.
To be quite frank, but people are in a desperate situation. They'll probably be willing to, these are all people. For the most part, these are people who are strong and healthy enough to make this journey. So they'll be willing to probably make the effort to get things moving up. It's a miles a long-ish way, but it's not the worst, and it may be more attractive than sleeping on the stony beach, in theory. So you'll find the Count. The Count appears to be dozing a bit, but he's got his people around him, and they nudge him as you guys approach. Hello. What did you find? It's excellent to see you in good health.
We found a long story, if I'm honest.
We convey what we found. Or do you guys want to go into detail?
Yeah.
It was,
The Count is look aghast, and everyone else is silent for a bit. It's like, God, Rao, protect us. I need to just speak with my counselors. Please take. You must need some rest. Captain, is there any? Surely there must be some supplies that we can give to them.
Do we hand over the sword and shield? Or...
Do you hand over the sword and shield?
No.
I mean, you haven't identified it. There's no need to.
I haven't identified it yet. Well, I guess we showed him.
If the markings mean
this
anything to them.
This is what we found. But the Count already did tell us that he can't really pay us. So it's kind of whatever you find. But we show him like, we found this. Looks fancy, doesn't it? I'm gonna take a look at it later.
When you hold out the sword again, the sword gives also a bright light in the area where it is. So as you hold out, everyone sort of goes. They cover their eyes. It's like, wow, that's dazzling.
Sorry.
But yeah, the council's they're gonna retreat and have a discussion about what they think they should do. Nebo's not going to be part of it, I don't think. Oh, maybe Nebo would be. Maybe they'd probably send for Nebo at some point.
Yeah,
because of his importance.
The most powerful wizard of the fleet.
I love it.
He is Nebo Copperkettle.
Didn't he say that we might be given some supplies?
Yeah. So the captain will probably take you to there's a big bonfire slightly off map to the south, where Melvin Hobtop, the chef, and his family are trying their best to get some food together for everyone. And it's the most communal that it reminds you of the lunch times aboard the ship, where everyone would gather on the breath, or most people would gather on the breath to eat, and everyone sort of looks at you. Most people by now have heard of what you've been doing, both on the ship and seen you guys going up to scout ahead, and people make space for you, and occasionally people are giving you thankful nods, but they're not really sure how to approach you. They're awestruck, especially seeing you guys like carrying. Oh, are you carrying your magical looted stuff in?
Well, it is glowing in my bag.
yeah. The sort of people are whispering and at one point the bard guy, Varus was his surname. Probably would propose a toast to the heroes, and everyone would cheer because you've done a good job. And he's definitely trying to get your approval so that he can ask you for juicy details, so he can write something about it later.
How long were we at sea for?
You guys were at sea for. Let me just look up the calendar. It was a full month. Right. So you guys made much better time than the original refugees. Ooh. It's Balin's birthday tomorrow as well. Balin, it's your birthday in like 5 hours.
You get to have your birthday on solid ground.
Yeah, it's certainly a way to see in a new year.
You also know that the month. This is a thing that you who speak Elvish would know. The month Henlef is named for the Elvish word for nightmares.
Nice.
Because they get pretty bad before Midwinter Day.
Time of the year.
Can we find something of a makeshift table anywhere?
There's people have brought up barrels and stuff and crates that people.
All right.
How's our Sahagwin doing?
Are you gonna go check on the Sahagwin?
Do him in a bit. Let's do this thing first with Miss Fernbrand.
Oh yeah, you can have your people will definitely give you space, and if you want. Nice. So people will occasionally coming up to you and thanking you and handing you like beers and stuff like that.
Speaking of brews,
come on, let Miss Fernbrand speak.
I've been wanting to do this for 2 weeks.
Oh, sorry, go
on. But yeah, anyways, I was saying,
yeah, Miss Fernbrand asked you guys to just kind of get a friend, because I know you have one, at least.
Everyone's got a friend.
Everyone's got a friend.
Singular one.
I've got friends too. I've got my parents. That counts, right?
You can bring your parents.
Yeah, sure. Parents are friends. That's true. That's definitely.
Oh, Wynn's made loads of friends with loads of L.
I'll bring my parents.
I interacted with them. I wouldn't call them.
Oscar Welbert's a great mate.
I mean, the only friends I've made are you guys.
That's okay.
A fine guy.
And
do I get Nebo in, or is he busy? I guess I got my brother in.
I think Nebo might be busy, but you get your brother.
Yeah, I got my brother in.
Oh, there we go. That's good.
Pluto gives you guys an awkward wave.
All right.
Thanks for taking care of this, guys.
Hello, everyone. Gosh, I didn't really put me on stage here. Anyway, I called you here because I came up with a new thing, and I thought it would be nice because I heard you, Ryan, you had a birthday. And I thought it would be a nice gift, and I think we could all relax a bit. Anyway, let me just... She gets something out of her bag, which is a fairly huge kind of jug. With a few, corks on it, here, different openings. She puts it on a barrel, and she gets out a cup. She opens it up, it's kind of... And then... fluid seems to pour out of one of the openings. There you go. And I hand it to Ryan. Happy birthday.
Oh.
It's beer.
Oh.
Magic beer!
Well, I wouldn't call it magic, but
Conjured beer.
and I do pour a drink for each of them. It's very suspicious because I've definitely poured out more than the volume could hold in this.
Yeah.
And I keep doing this until all 4 gallons of beer are empty for everyone.
Heck yeah.
Hang about. Let me just do some maths.
It's 15 liters.
That's so much. I guess people got to make some mild con saves to see how. And I guess Balin, would you mention it's your birthday tomorrow as well?
Well, when it's round two, I'm like, and in several hours, there's another occasion.
Well,
oh yeah, Guy would probably say this is its birthday.
This thing doesn't only make beer. You said you're more of a wine guy. I did ask you a few days ago, if you remember. So I could try to make a wine for you.
You're more of a mayonnaise guy.
I don't know why anyone said that. I never said a thing about mayonnaise. But
Hey,
technically, I guess I could do that.
Lovely. No, that's fine.
You're going to be out of a job, Guy, at this rate.
Well, it's good. It's very very convenient, but it's all about maturing. And he seems pretty happy drinking.
Right.
Does the beer or the alcohol expert win? How does he feel about this? With his brewer's proficiency.
I'm gonna roll to see how good it was.
Yeah, Win also sees he's not the only discerning alcohol customer here. As this tiefling guy also is suspiciously he's trying to not enjoy it as much as he is. Oh, that's a good. It's very good. It's good beer. It's good wine.
Is that good? No, it's good beer. It's not wine. Wine.
It's good. You're not made of wine yet.
I have to choose. Like I can. I can do once, and they're different amounts. And beer's 4 gallons.
Oh, sure.
Find out next time how much I can make of something else.
Yeah. People make some con saves to see how dead you are. Because 4 gallons is a shitload.
And you said that
Long Eye's not here, by the way.
What's minus 1?
I'll divide Long Eye.
I think I will give. I'll give 1 cup to the stars each because they're doing stuff as well.
Yeah, well, the stars appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I mean, if the Tritons were here, I would give them some too, but they're not here, so...
Maybe you can drink in their honour.
Complete hemoglobin saturation.
For 1 on the ground.
Complete alcohol.
See.
Fernbrand is not going to make a contract because he's definitely going to be more giving out than drinking.
Sure. Okay, so most of you are fine. Orion, this is
I mean, it's like Orion's after party because of course they're going to have it.
Yeah. But also, Orion, you know that the Dragonborn ship, while you've enjoyed your time there, it is quite strict. Like it's not a party boat. So this is you've cut loose.
Yeah, I'm loose.
Does this knock Guy on his ass again?
Oh yeah, Guy's got to make his own.
Wait, guys, can we be having this on? Can we be having this on the lemon boat?
That's too many people that would break
lemon
apart.
Boat party.
Party on the lemon. No, look, we all fit.
Get some lemon, get some salt.
Feel that easy.
Oh no!
I don't want a lemon party.
That's a legal use of words.
I don't want a lemon party, please.
Alright.
Yay.
Alright.
Let's all drink from the lemon party.
You have a good
This
time.
firma makes a toast. 2 new friends. Co-workers? Friends. Yeah, sure.
New friends.
Oh, it's
New
nice.
world, new friends.
Everyone seems to be getting. Guy seems to like you guys, and Hendrick's always been quite friendly. You know, Hendrick has a talent for getting.
Excuse me,
along
who's
with people,
Hendrick out of those?
Hendrick is Wynn's friend. He's this peasant guy with a bow.
Oh, right. Yeah,
He's never interrupted.
he seems nice.
He hasn't spoken.
He's a nice guy, but he's he just he doesn't say anything offensive.
Henrik,
He likes to.
Henrik, I want to know one thing.
Hey, how's it going?
Has Wynn always been working out since you've known him?
I met Wynn. I must have been when I was a kid. I thought he was a lot older. Well, when I met Wynn, let me see how drunk he is. Hendrick's drinking too. Oh, he's not doing too bad. Wynn's always had this incredible talent, and it's so good to see him using it for one. I mean, he spent a long time. He looks at Wynn. Maybe when I first met him, he was a little smaller. Maybe not in the shop. I think that time of that temple, they really, he really bulked up, but he's always been a real specimen. But he's a real idiot sometimes.
Oh.
He was a bit naive for a while, but he's elves older than he looks, younger than they should be acting at that age. Does that make sense?
Sure. Yeah, sure. I think he's praising you, Win.
I'm ignoring it.
Oh, fuck.
He's a bit shy. Or
Right.
something. But yeah,
Win, do you think you could drink the whole jug?
Oh yeah.
oh yeah.
you go. Do it.
All 4 or 5 gallons.
Big spans. At some
Like Sylvester.
after a little while, you notice that the Count and his lot have come to some conclusion, because they've some people have been running off, and you see, in fact, Lord Lawford has been organising something, and there's some of the people who aren't quite so worn out looking, the people who weren't fighting are packing stuff up, and it looks like there's a move being made to go up the hill.
Oh, okay.
All right.
And Nebo would probably come over to you, Sam, because Nebo would glad. Absolute beast. Council
Do you want a
made a
drink?
decision. I think we're. Oh, hey.
Here.
Oh, thank you. Okay, let's see if Nebo can get through his stint. If he's going to get passed out from alcohol.
Can I use my...
Nebo gets a point,
Oh, no.
pounds it.
Can I use my fighting style to try and knock the beer out of his hand with my shield? Stop this beer attack.
Nebo waits to tell you, and then he'll drink it, and then
It cuts to
comes in peace.
28 days later with the drop of blood on his eye, but alcohol, and he's immediately drunk.
Yeah, but yeah, it looks like there was a bit of disagreement between the councillors, but we can't. They decide we can't stay out here. The sea monster threat, I think, is somewhat more pressing in people's mind than whatever it is you guys
Is someone
found there.
gonna stand behind? The Tritons will have to find us somehow.
Oh well,
I think they'll see the boats.
Yeah,
Let's take
but
the boats. We've not consulted with Galatea, but maybe you should talk to her about it. I don't know. They tend to want to keep to themselves. Maybe they'll stay down here, and I'm sure we'll be posting guards and such around throughout the night. Everyone's pretty exhausted, but
well, just someone who can tell them where we are.
sure, yeah. I mean, hey, don't shoot the messenger. And then he drinks his drink, and then.
And then he falls face forward.
I see him go to drink, and then I just like put like a hand to my to my forehead, and I'm just like, oh no.
You Picard meme.
Yeah, I just become because I just know what's gonna happen.
Oh, is he not much of a drinker?
Never-
I see.
Never just. I really. It sounds like there's a lot. Magic door. It sounds a bit intimidating to be honest, but I'll give it my best shot. Yeah. But he's not paying attention.
He drives
Of course,
Orion on the.
Fernbrand's mother is completely unfazed by alcohol. She's drinking and she's not making any checks. And I think your father's probably not a big drinker, so he's probably not making any checks either.
You think it's good, Mum?
It's pretty damn good, I must say. Oh, pardon me.
Yeah, it's okay. These are my co-workers, I guess, or you know.
Nice to meet you all. Hope you're all being polite and nice to my daughter. This lady. Now that you've actually met Miss Fernbrand, she's wrapped up quite a lot in this in a big blanket and is wearing like a big jumper. But she seems to be quite a tall lady, even though she's hunched over in a bit and clearly feels a little under the weather.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, your daughter's quite talented in the field.
I would try not to make eye contact.
I see. Yes. But yeah, the
She's been patching us up real good.
Do you say it like that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah?
He's drunk.
Sure. Yeah, that's true. Well, that sounds like it's good that she's using her talents not just for us, of course.
Yeah.
Anyway,
She's been hitting some of us more than others, and I just glance over at Balin.
playing with like a neck brace.
She's in a wheelchair with one brain.
Very good.
He's got a wheelchair with 2 like crossbows mounted to like the armor.
Yeah. He's like the guy out of Breaking Bad with the bell.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
at least I know my armor works.
It's true. So over the next couple of hours, again, no one's asking you. You've done quite enough, but gradually people are getting stuff together and taking stuff up, and you can see that there's a contingent of what do you call them, Goliaths, who appear to be working for the carpenter guildmaster lady, who are doing a lot of heavy lifting, dragging up a lot of wood and a lot of boxes. People have got some makeshift carts off some of the bigger boats as well, and they're not going to get everything up there tonight, but things that people are going to need to survive.
Right.
And people they work late into the night, but by around midnight-ish, things are like livable for a night.
Right.
And you do see as well that the carpenters and Egar as well, your father, is they are beginning to make plans to start rebuilding and make up some proper shelters over the next couple of weeks, probably because that's going to be needed. You also everyone gets 300 XP.
Nice.
Now, as I say, you don't level up instantly. You level up at the end of, I think this time, 2 weeks. So you'll have 2 weeks of downtime where you will be helping set up whatever this town, settlement, temporary refuge, whatever it is going to be. You'll have 2 weeks of investigating whatever you want to be investigating, and also thinking about how it is that you're trading to level up, as it were.
1 gallon of wine! Oh, it's glorious!
Pretty apt, actually. Just going to like a drunken master fight
is-
style.
You just get fist for those 2 weeks.
Yeah, one night I just drink a lot, and I'm like, wait. I can
Well,
use-
this could be the night. This is you
Yeah,
get
this is
something
the
like,
night.
and then you're thinking about it, and
Alright. Balin, you have the best wine on your birthday you've ever tasted with your lips.
that is perfect wine. And Guy is furiously jealous.
I'm gonna get out the Black Hydra.
Oh
Do
no.
you know how long it takes to make wine like this?
I know, that's why it's only
There's a whole
1
growing
gallon.
season. There's years of distillation. Guy,
It's
you-
perfect. Guy
this
is intensely jealous, but he also acknowledges that it's damn good.
Do you mix it with Black Hydra as a mixer?
Well, I mean, I will say that this thing mostly works because I had this Pearl of Power, which is very magical, but I'm also very smart, so,
True. Oh, also you will identify those items, and I'll show
Yes, that shows the goods.
Golden Boss.
Magic
Golden
shield.
Short Sword.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, fuck yeah. 10 feet light.
Oh, wow.
It allows you casting of Divine Favor. What is that?
Divine Favor gives you an extra. It's a paladin spell. It gives you an extra D4, I think, on attacks of Radiant, or is it a D6? It's one of those two.
Oh, so
He
it's
gives
like
you a spell.
it's like a one-time charge.
Well, it recharges at the start of every day,
Yeah.
but once you cast it, there's a chance that you can recast it on the same
wow.
day.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And the shield, if part, a magical shield boss, if part of a shield provides plus a magical shield.
That's really good.
Wait, I don't understand this. So it has plus
So
one shield?
it's not a full shield. It's just it's part of a shield.
Oh,
you have
put
to
it
you
on
have to
it.
get the material,
Oh, okay.
but there's wood everywhere. But if, for example, you were to find some special wood, maybe you could combine the two and make a better thing.
Oh, okay.
For example.
Alright.
But that could be done.
Like a
You can put this on a
titanium
big,
shield.
right, for example,
Perfect titanium.
or made it. Well, it's something that It's styled for a wooden shield, but if you got enough titanium to make a shield out of it, I guess you could. But then
Yeah.
gold and green, it'd look weird. It'd look alright, but it'd look odd. But it has the design is sort of etched in, and then these swirls are sort of hammered in, so they're sort of 3D.
Would you guys help me deal with the Sea Devil?
Oh,
sure, yeah,
right,
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I want to take him maybe a few hundred feet down the coast, maybe a mile,
Sure, yeah.
so that when he wakes up, he doesn't know immediately where we're camped.
Okay, yeah. So you do that. Whilst everyone else is like moving the stuff up, probably, and
Yeah.
maybe sometime like at 1 a.m. You guys are exhausted, but
Blindfold it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Take it far enough away that because of
So
I'm
you think
planning on.
you think it's asleep now as opposed to actually like knocked out. Like you could now wake it.
I would take it down the coast, and I'd tell you guys that I don't know really how a whole race could be considered evil. Like we've been told that these things are just terrible by the Tritons, but
Right.
shall we
Well,
shall we see?
we could try, sure. Yeah. Maybe they
I
have...
Was this the one that was scared of you specifically?
Oh boy.
It was one of them.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't scared of me.
Yeah, it wasn't
Okay.
that one.
Yeah, it was the one that fell asleep first.
Yeah.
Okay. So what, you'll wake him up, I assume.
Bound, wake him up.
Gently.
Yeah, gently.
It sort of for a minute it stirs, and then its eyes open and it goes, and it sort of looks left and right, and it looks very scared. But it doesn't. It also looks angry. It's not like pitiful.
Yeah.
Can't you talk with it, Orion?
I don't know if it knows Primordial, but I'll try. But I don't understand what it's saying. First of
You
all.
do not understand it, no.
Yeah.
They did talk to us once, didn't they?
No.
No,
The dragon turtle said something in Draconic, but it was hard to understand because it was very, very slow, incredibly basic. Quite far away.
maybe if they can talk to the dragon turtle, then maybe Draconic would work.
Maybe just
Yeah, could lead us.
Ooh, maybe.
You
say
dragon-
something with your dragony lips.
But don't breathe fire at them.
Split gay.
I know you may think this is stupid, Enceladus, but
Yeah, I guess it's worth a try. What should I try and say to it?
Oh, just say hello
see if you
and stuff.
see if you can reason. Just see if it understands.
Yeah, I guess I'd just say like, I don't even know. What, try and like ask it who it is, or
Is it hungry?
Ask who sent it. Or-
Yeah.
Would you talk to it in your normal speaking chronic voice?
I guess.
Sure. Okay.
I don't really
So-
know me. I don't really know.
Well, maybe you might like try and imitate the tone or like speed of the dragon turtle, for example.
Oh, because didn't it speak really slow?
It was like you could go like.
Sure, I'll slow it down a bit, but like it will be not as slow as that. It will be like when
Yes,
like when like an
yeah.
English holiday maker tries to make a
Yes,
person who
yes.
can't speak English understand it.
Huevos rancheros, por favor.
Yeah.
Fish and chips, please, like that.
Yeah.
Do you have chips? So you speak to it, and when you start speaking Draconic, it looks at you, and it looks. When it was intimidated and like it was like barking and like trying to it was trying to like fight back and trying maybe to intimidate back before. Now it is completely still and looking at you, and if it could like grovel, it would.
Oh fuck.
But it's tied up.
I think
I
it's
think-
even more afraid.
I
I think we
think
got something here.
I don't know if it understood, but I think it understands the tone and like
Well, you could just ask him why it attacked us. That's pretty much what we
I
know.
won't
right?
understand what it says back.
Maybe it will token Draconic back. May surprise, yeah.
But it just.
It hasn't. Yeah,
It just didn't respond to me. It responded to me in its.
Yeah, it's more afraid than it. From what you can tell, it's not because you didn't say like bow before me,
No.
purely immortal. You were just like
I just said like hello, like who are you?
And it's it's very afeared.
Well, yeah,
That's good to know though.
that is good to know. That is useful. Because we have a lot of people that know how to speak Draconic in the
In fact,
in the
there's a whole
group.
group that I'm a part of that can speak Draconic.
So if you just speak Draconic to them, we won't get attacked anymore?
Maybe we can scare them off
They
with.
might think twice, unless that giant creature is right behind them, then maybe
course.
not. But yeah, I
Or the dragon-scaled ones.
We have no
Yeah.
reason to go back to the seas for now.
true.
It also kind of tells us that
They're
The
suffocated
exactly
by some kind of if it's not the dragon tail itself, or
they may be evil in some way anyway, or at least hostile, but something is commanding
so
them.
it's directing them at us.
I know this is going to sound silly, but do you think I kind of want to give it some food and let it go?
Well,
We can't take that chance.
Oh God, so conflicted.
You guys do know that
I-
if you're worried about the dragon troll, it knows where you are.
The dragon turtle knows where we are.
It doesn't know, and you've taken this guy away from the settlement. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't.
yeah.
It's not seen
That-
that you've walked up. Yeah.
Oh, Kalidas, don't you have your thing still?
So what? It swims the coast. It knows where we are.
My thing, which I
The sense stuff?
yeah.
You could. Don't you say you can detect evil with it? Maybe it's not even evil. So then you know.
I think it's sources of great evil is the word.
Yeah, I don't think it I don't think my sense is down to
Ah.
people being mean. I think it's more from a higher level.
I just don't know if it might.
Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know if the creature might understand a good turn. I don't know if it's ever known kindness.
It's yes, you're the one who's thinking most about it. Can you make an check?
Yeah, because if Yaz really wants to not have to kill these things.
No, I agree. You can make an insight with advantage. Okay. From the way this is acting, it is sort of naturally violent, but that's the way it's reacting to the world, and it's definitely got intelligence. Like it's not just going. It's talking. It's just you don't know.
There's a complete wall.
Yeah, it's an intelligent creature, and it's not. Like if you were to untie it now, it wouldn't like attack you. Maybe if it was very hungry and you guys were covered in juicy blood, it might attack you out of instinct. But it's not, you know.
Well,
Maybe
these things know that we're here anyway, right? Like the big thing knows, and the small, whatever. Like one of them fled as well, jumped from the ship.
Yes, one of them fell asleep and fell off.
So
yes.
they know that we're at the shore. If we
As long
leave
as we
this
don't let
one
it
guy,
go.
if we leave this one guy left, I mean, maybe he's gonna tell them, be like, oh, you know, it's like whatever.
Or he runs up the beach and attacks a child.
Capture it or let it go.
Oh shit! Also, at this point, it seems to be having difficulty breathing.
Oh, it needs to be dunked in water, probably.
It's probably been not too much longer for that.
Orion, can you shape water over it?
I can, yes. I can definitely move a 5-foot cube of water.
You splashed it with water.
You can have it hover over him.
I can have it hover over its head.
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, if we are keeping this alive, then I rather we keep it nice and fed and Well, we keep it locked up and stuff, but we're not going to treat it like.
I think it's smarter than you in terms of intelligence.
I think it's smarter than Yaz.
It definitely is. They actually. I'm surprised their intelligence.
I take a step towards it as it's groveling,
and as you splash it with water, it actually looks up and it's sort of confused. But yeah, stepping forwards, it's sort of.
I'd take out one of the spare rations we got gifted.
Sure. And
I would take a bite, chew, and then I would hold it out.
Sure. It's. Let me see what it might do. It's gonna make a whiz. Holy shit! That's a wise boy. That's a wise fisherman. It looks at you, and you lock eyes for a second, and it opens its mouth and it takes a bite out of a careful bite out of what you've offered it.
Oh, I was scared I was gonna lose my fingers.
Yeah, I can't attach those for you. That's beyond me.
It also again, it's tied up. It can't move too good, but it sort of tries to take official groveling position. Like it sort of tries to get its knees spread out a little further, and then sort of like leans head to the ground.
Maybe we keep him prisoner for longer. Maybe we could try to figure out what they say, their language. I don't know. I'm sorry I've made this more complicated than it needs to be, everyone.
I appreciate it.
No. I think it's a key.
Maybe we can find a way to, tolerate each other, I suppose.
Because if we're going to settle here, these things are going to be part of everyday life.
True.
Maybe Nevo has got.
Nevo's
not.
Well, maybe the Tritons will probably just kill it, right?
I think the Tritons don't want us to talk to them.
No, yes. That's the feeling I got from them as well.
I mean, if we see how it can't deal with being out of the water, if we move further inland, there won't be a trouble anyway.
That's true.
Yeah, for them to they could probably conduct like raids on the town, but it would be difficult for them to, mobilize.
They couldn't attack it for long.
They couldn't sustain it.
No. Not that that's like good, but it does mean that you're not. If you have like a competent guard system, you'll probably be able to assuage any major issues that could come along.
And I mean, there's hundreds of miles of coastline they could randomly show up on at any point, For anyone, if we fished or anything.
That is
it has maintained its position of prostration, by the way.
Well, if we move inland where the ruins are, then...
I guess it makes no real difference. If we were to kill them now, then... I mean, we would just have to deal with them later as well. I'm sure there are quite a few more than just these few we saw out there. So if we can maybe befriend one of them, that in the long run that could really help.
If they have the concept of friendship.
Yeah.
So we talk to Ramsey.
You don't know anything about their
Well, this one's been shown an act of kindness. He rolled a crit whiz to think that was cool.
That's really inclining me to keep this boy, majorly. But I don't know that.
If you leave him alive, I'm going to have to draw his own NPC token if you.
I think we could try.
I think it's worth a try.
But we have to be careful, because I wouldn't want anyone else to get hurt just because we're, trying something stupid, some may say.
Well,
maybe we can.
Know we have it.
Maybe we can invoke stars or something to help guard him.
Yeah.
Maybe
blinded and bound. It's no problem.
Maybe some more official chains or something. I don't want to keep as a slave.
You won't like that.
Yeah, it's Kin only tried to slaughter everyone on all the boats.
I don't think many people here are too happy to see it around.
Well,
I might abstain from the responsibility of deciding what to do with this, because...
He can't stay on land. He needs to breathe water, so...
Well, just as long as it keeps.
I wish it could fucking speak. It's only got Cyhydrin. If it
As
has
long as it keeps snowing, then we
Most-
can.
That's not how that works. That's like saying, oh yeah, just stick in.
Well, he seemed to have survived out of water for a while.
Yeah, it's a bit about 4-ish hours. Maybe he was being kept in a little pool in the water when he was being guarded earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my view.
So he would have to be kept here, which is not optimal. Or
let him go.
bathtub.
You could just trust him.
I'm gonna dig a moat for him. This is becoming quickly.
Oh,
lots of
koi
effort.
pond.
Yeah.
This is Hargren. Fucking.
No, he's got a name now. I'm gonna name him, and
Oh,
then you're gonna
Christ.
Saggy.
Can't literally be like, I'm just looking at Yaz saying, don't name it, don't name it, don't name it.
That's
Don't
it.
go name. Oh god.
First mistake, look into its eyes. Second mistake,
Don't look
name
into
it.
its eyes, don't name it.
Well, once a day I could make.
Oh, God.
You can do what?
I could conjure some water.
Well,
Well,
I
you
think
can
he
stick
needs
it in a
that
bucket,
more than
stick it
just
in a
once a
bath.
day. Yeah.
I suppose we could just use a bucket.
Hmm.
You know, like how just give him a bucket, he can dip his head in every so often.
They just
That sounds weirdly torturous, but I get what you mean.
Yeah, it's either that or death, baby boy.
He doesn't know what you're saying.
he does read the intent though. He's very wise.
He's begging for something. He's showing a sign of peace, at least, or at least not of
I think he
of
wants some,
acceptance of whatever's going on.
I think he
He's-
wants
he's-
maybe something from you, Kalidas, because he did react to your dragon speech.
Well, he acted with terror to that.
I think you could probably
not-
keep him in line in Kalidas.
That's
If that's
Yeah.
their like
Doing it.
their godly
I could.
figure or something, the fact that you know their language is probably very terrifying.
But.
It's up to you. It's your power.
Does moving around and keeping him in a constant state of fear sound like a good idea?
I'm not saying that. Maybe we could simply train him.
Alright, well.
Maybe just simple training, like you tell him no when he goes to your baby.
Well,
I will say this as well. It may be able to communicate in other bound.
That's true.
excuse me, you were cutting out. What do you mean?
Non-verbal communication.
Yeah.
Like he,
Yeah.
It could even draw in the rocks
We could work things.
yeah.
I'm gonna voice my disagreement with doing this, but I'm gonna agree to do it at the same time.
You
Peer
can
pressure
say
is what you're saying, right?
when it all goes wrong, you're going to say, "I told."
I told you guys.
That is the position I'm taking. Yeah.
if we can get one of them, then we can get all of them.
Get a lot of info, at least.
I like those words.
Like
Fine.
it would mean that
I'll sigh heavily and puff out a bit of smoke and be like, okay, we'll do this.
That's the spirit.
Now now I've got to go deal with Galatea. This is turning into a terrible evening.
Thanks, Nicolaitis, for
I just looks so tired. It's just like,
Right, we'll bind and blindfold him again.
I can keep going. Oh yeah. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's kill some fishmen. I mean, save them. I have a question for Theo.
Hello.
So we saw that the skeleton pronged the sword against the thing, right? And it did stuff.
Yes, he banged it against the thing.
Do they
Yeah.
work together actually for us, or can we not do it the way he does because he was a weird undead skeleton?
He seemed now that you've done this and you've identified these two things, he must have been casting spells.
yeah.
Oh.
He was using
it's a focus.
somatic, movements to cast them that involved his weapons, but it was not a function of the tools themselves.
Second question.
Sure.
There's something I just thought about, like the golden boss, right?
Uh-huh.
It's I understand that the intent is that you use it when you don't get hit, right? But the idea
Yes.
is you use your shield and then it prongs against it. Now, how would it work? What do you think when it's
As an
Kalidas? No. When Kalidas he blocks his shield, other people's attacks with his shield. So he's using a shield technically. I know that's also his reaction, but could you say that's part of his reaction? You know what I mean? It's kind of cool.
I wouldn't have a problem with that. It's not exactly what I meant, but sure, it's the function of the item.
I'm just saying it has essentially two functions. So like Khalid's shield block could be and I get to do some damage with that. You know.
Yeah,
like,
I don't.
But only if it works, of course, not every time.
The argument I guess I could make is that it has to be exactly on that part of the shield. So it might be more difficult if it was someone else's.
I like that idea. I guess the only thing, if we're going to be like rulesing it, is like I'm already using my reaction to make the block.
That's why I'm asking why it can be part of that reaction. Otherwise, I wouldn't have brought it up.
I think that that might be much. But so I think for that example, it was the case where he's already like overextending to block someone else's attack, so he's not able to like make sure it hits the small part of the shield where that would happen.
So you wouldn't allow.
No, not in that case. No.
Okay, that's a shame.
I think because the wording of the other abilities as its reaction.
It's just I find the idea funny.
It's cool. It's a cool idea.
Shield.
But I can't be too loose with the rules at this stage because then who knows what's going to happen in the future.
It's fine.
Who knows? Anyhow, obviously if you get a different magic shield that you can put this in, then the effect it'll have more powers.
Sure.
So it'll be very. That's another reason. If I say that now and then you get something else that does another reaction when you use a shield, and then anyway.
That's fine.
Okay, it's fucking late, so I'm going to say what's going to happen next time. It's not going to be next week because I need to. What I'll do, I'll message people and I'll put a general message out for things that'll come up during downtime. And I will ask everyone to make a sort of to maybe vote on a direction. Basically, you'll probably be asked to go explore the local area to make sure to find out what's going on in the local area to see if it's safe or what can be done to make it safe, that sort of thing. And I'll ask you guys where you want to start with doing that, and I'll describe the options as it were. Does that sound reasonable?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sick. And of course, if you guys want to let me know anything that you want to be investigating, doing checks on during the downtime, I will have answers. They might not be long answers. They might be no or nothing, but they will at least be answers.
Should we roll HP?
You can, you will level up. So sure, you can do your.
Let's do a roll. Yeah.
I didn't go for roll, so I will not do it either. I ain't rolling. Healer will not roll.
Roger's a massive coward if he doesn't roll, and so is Orion. He's a big smith.
No, I wasn't going to roll for the first few levels.
No, that's some would call that cowardice. Some would call that huge cowardly custardiness, but maybe not me.
No, because you're nice.
I would never say such a thing.
Disgusting.
Disgusting.
Yeah, third up.
Oh, I checked, by the way, because I was curious about this. When you take the average, it ignores your con mod.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
What, it completely?
Yeah, it is either roll a hit die and add your con, or...
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
I've never heard of that.
No, it says or, and then plus your constitution modifiers. No, it's written differently than that.
Each time you gain a level, you gain one additional die, add your constitution modifier to and add the total to your hit point maximum. Alternatively, you can use the fixed value shown in your class entry, which is the average result of your die.
It says here, hit points at higher levels, 1d8 or 5 plus your constitution modifier.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's...
So
I think the wording of that is ambiguous. It could... I understand what you mean, because you could understand it say...
Because it's written in brackets in the book, so...
Yeah, no, I understand the other reading of it, but I think it does mean including a con. Because otherwise you could have, one con, or you couldn't, but you could have, 2 con, and then just go, I get, 5 HP because I'm a fighter. Or whatever. Or 6 HP.
Yeah.
So
no, it definitely says in the book that you can.
So before we end, what about the magic stuff? So we got a short sword.
Anyone can use that.
Yes.
Technically,
Anything can be used.
Yeah, I can use it. Yeah, but who would benefit from? It has a paladin ability, so Enceladus screams out.
But he's got a feed for spear, so I think that's kind of something he wants to go for.
It will literally be worse than my spear.
Yeah, that's true.
Wynn was interested in using it as well.
Yeah, he can use a short sword, of course. Yeah,
Technically, but Wynn's already really strong.
he's got. Yeah, he already has.
I don't think we should dish it out when he's not here to plead his side for it.
Tombstone is dead right now. I think he's got work shortly. So yeah.
I think Yas
also,
can
yeah,
use
this-
it the best. I'm just gonna say it. I think Yas can use it the best. Because it's also like a kind of one of the few dex weapons. I think that's like your only plus, isn't it?
No, 0.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you use it.
But it is a +1 short sword as well.
Right.
Um,
Fine. I guess we'll just assess that next time. I just hope.
We can
No,
figure out something.
Yeah, I think it would be good for me because it'll give me a plus to hit,
Yeah,
which I'm very excited for it having a +1.
Yep.
pretty exciting.
But yeah, because Wynn can do a lot of shit with it too. Like I don't know quite what the
Ryan wouldn't just swap his trident out straight away.
Wynn's got like double your stats, Neil. I feel.
There'll be more magic swords.
That's the thing. The shield thing can technically everyone works when the special
Most people,
ruling
yeah.
doesn't code for.
I will say, like, from a mathematical point of view, it's better on someone who's got high. The higher the AC, the better.
Right.
Because
So it'd be me or Ryan then. I think we've got the same
yeah,
AC,
essentially,
haven't
yeah.
How high is your AC, Ryan?
we? 18. Oh, sorry.
Well, it's 18, it's just heavy
18
armor.
is worth them, yeah.
Heavy armor plus the
All right.
shit.
Yeah. No. Sure. Works too.
So then it'll be 19 because it's a +1. But you'd have to get someone to make it.
Well, yeah, someone will make it.
You got to because it's only a piece of a shield. You have to talk to Dimble, the armor smith.
We still have the breastplate that we didn't really have real use for. Like
I thought that was you were
well,
getting.
yeah, it was me or Kalidas, but Kalidas can just get anything better if he gets a different kind of heavy armor plating. But yeah,
because because one I've got isn't that amazing.
That's the other thing, of course. In this time period, you can talk to people about changing equipment and getting equipment, although you may not like some of the answers.
well, I mean, if it's all the same to him, I would just take it. The only thing I get through it is that I have magic armor instead of not magic, which is good for gelatinous cube or whatever. I don't really like. I'm the only one who can somewhat benefit from it, but I feel like there isn't really a gold barter mechanic right now.
No.
So
You would not be able to sell it. Well, I mean, you could give it to someone. They might like. You could maybe if someone's got something you want to trade, but it seems unlikely.
that is. You can just hold on foot for now, I guess. As I said, I don't.
We'll handle all the like itemy stuff in terms of like getting items from people.
Yeah, I also can use it now as well. So
That is true.
because I'm 3rd level now, so I can.
And also, I believe a breastplate would usually have a strength requirement, wouldn't it? Or does it not? It's half plate.
It doesn't have a strength requirement. The only one it has is heavy stuff.
Oh, I actually think I might need it because I'm rereading the thing that lets me wear armor, and it doesn't say I ignore strength requirements.
Oh, well then that's perfect for you then.
It doesn't say that.
+2 if you have dex, so it would be 14.
Yeah.
But we can talk through all the.
I think it was a normal breastplate for a
Yeah, it was a mythical breastplate.
for
For
a guy.
Who wants the ring of warmth?
The Ring of Warmth is great.
The Ring of Warmth is pretty useful. Yeah. I feel Balin could use that well. Not just because he was interested, but also because he's pretty low health.
Yeah, and if you ever get hit by a cold boy, then that'd be helpful.
I'm thinking of taking the resistance cold feet, the tiefling special one. So I don't think I'll need it. down the
Oh,
line.
sure.
So I think Balin or Kalidas or Yas or Wynn, of course, but like those four, any of them. I was just thinking Balin because his health is so low and stuff. And, you know.
Okay, we could. This can.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's just we've been having like. We're starting to accumulate items, but we never give them to any one of us.
No, I agree.
So I think we just gotta get decide at some point. Just be like, all right, you know.
Agreed.
Just who does it make sense on? Like, you know, yeah, plus
what
sword
I'll-
and whatever.
What I'll do, vis-a-vis downtime, at some point in the next couple of days, maybe next week, I will send a message either individually or to everyone, or maybe both, like
Yeah.
separately, depending on what's going on, with a few things that happen that can be responded to, and
Okay.
then a decision will be made, and then I'll plan the next bit, and there'll be a catch-up of what everyone's been up to in their downtime.
Nice.
And everyone will have a great time doing that, I'm sure.
Better.
Fucking better.